Hello, everybody. Welcome to another last minute live stream. This is a chaotic day. I thought I could take a break after doing so many news updates, but no. The Westminster bubble, they're still at work, so we're going to have to stay here because we have some drama going on inside Parliament regarding Boris Johnson and his party and his government. Hello to everybody in the live chat. We're going to come to you guys as well throughout the whole show to get your reaction basically in the next minute. Within the next minute, we're going to have some updates from the Prime Minister because he, for the first time in a long time, spent the last couple of hours hanging around inside the parliamentary tea rooms to schmooze the Tory MPs because a lot of them have been telling us that enough is enough. There's a big push right now from the Tory parliamentary side to get rid of Boris Johnson now, and we're considering that Keir Starmer might be receiving a fine over Beergate any moment and any day, then a lot of the Tory MPs have been telling us that it's best to get rid of him before Starmer resigns. Because if Starmer resigns, then it looks like he's the one with integrity, and then he's just going to take Boris Johnson down with him. And there's a lot of other issues around Boris Johnson's leadership anyway. But we do have confirmation. Well, we have to wait for the confirmation to actually be announced. But cabinet resignations, government ministers could be going. We have credible sources telling us that Will Quince will be probably resigning later tonight, as well as Mon-Fri, another Tory MP who's on the government payroll, a junior minister who would also be. They've been telling us that they're going to be resigning any moment. At the same time, 6 p.m. as we are talking to you guys, we are waiting to hear from the Prime Minister, and we'll keep you guys posted on this stream on the left-hand side because he might be doing some sort of a pre-arranged interview with Chris Mason or doing a national address. We're still not sure exactly what the plan is, but we know that he's going to be announcing something tonight. So a lot of people are talking about resignation because he was trying to get support. I don't know, but it's more likely that it could be a snap election, an early general election, which would be a terrible idea. Absolutely horrible idea if he decides to do that. Things are heating up again. The Tory MPs who have previously spoken out against Boris Johnson's leadership recently, they stayed quiet after the no confidence vote when they lost. They come back out again. We're seeing tweets like this. It is time for cabinet colleagues to recognise the appalling damage that the Prime Minister is doing to the party, government and country. It isn't good enough, and each day that passes, those who sit in cabinet will be more complicit with this fasting. I mean, actually, to be fair, one issue is that, of course, we expect tweets like this to come from people like Anthony, but it doesn't really matter because what the main issue here is that it goes around the tactical aspects of politics, party politics, the thing that we actually kind of don't like. Normal people out there don't care about. But it does matter to people like Boris Johnson because, as I said, if he waits for Starmer to resign first because of getting fined, then it will look bad. Because then, as I said, Starmer will be the one with integrity. But if he decides to call an early election in the next couple of minutes, I think that's a terrible idea. People will be absolutely angry. And the general public will see the Tory party and the government as you're just trying to use us for an opportunity to stay in power. But at the same time, if he wants to resign, and I do not see Boris Johnson resigning right now in the next couple of minutes, it just makes no sense for him to do that. It's the logical thing to do. It's the only thing that could work right now for the Tory party. But it's not going to actually do anything. There's a lot of comments. Let me just quickly bring some comments here. Let me just quickly change this for you guys so you guys can actually see the comments at the top. So we have Sue saying, I'm voting for the Reform Party and next chance I get. I did actually see another comment is from Don Everett who says, Boris has to stay. Just change some policies. The problem is, Don, it's not necessarily a policy problem right now with the government. The whole concept of leadership, direction and public support, that actually matters. And if you can't really have any of that, then what's the point? You could change policies, but if you can't convince people to actually support you, then what is the point in doing all that? Let me just see what's going on here. We're still waiting to get some sort of update from Boris Johnson, Prime Minister. So I do wonder if he's going to be brave enough or stupid enough to actually call a snap election. We'll keep you guys posted. I think we are waiting. I'm just checking the TV as well as I'm checking my text messages as well, because I'm talking to some Tory MPs as well as some special advisors and people near Downing Street to kind of get some updates for you guys, because you're not going to get any proper updates watching any other channel. Let's go to some of the comments. Let me see what's going on here. Mark says, let me just bring the comments down here so you could actually see. There we go. Mark says, GB News have the Prime Minister on telly at the moment about the suspended MP. Yes, that is actually what the Prime Minister is doing. I thought it was going to be with Chris Mason, but clearly he's not. Let me actually just double check for you guys. This is going to be one of these nights where we have to do things last minute and ad hoc as we go. Yeah, that's not.
That we had, I in particular, had acted on it, and that he had not continued.
Yeah, that's nothing interesting going on. He's talking about Chris Pincher. There are some. Who is there? There we go. Andrew says, "Need Rishi Washi, Principal Patel or Liz Truss to resign. That will terminate the Prime Minister." I mean, obviously, if one of the top ones go, then that will be completely embarrassing for the Prime Minister. We have a lot of people saying they're going to vote Reform UK. Let me just quickly go on Twitter for you guys. There we go. Can you see Twitter? There we go. So, on Twitter, let me just check to see if there's any update from the pundits, because I don't really think they're going to get anything in the next couple of minutes until the PM actually speaks. There we go. We have a breaking news. I've lost it. Great. So where is it going? Sajid Javid is confirmed. Yes, Sajid Javid has resigned. I was too busy talking to you because I missed that. This is 3 minutes ago. But yes, Sajid Javid has resigned. Wow. Okay, so he says, I've spoken to the Prime Minister to tender my resignation as Secretary of State for Health and Social Care. It has been an enormous privilege to serve in this role, but I regret that I can no longer continue in good conscience. This could be the beginning of the end for Boris Johnson. This is absolutely terrible, because if anybody thought he's going to be calling an early election whilst his own ministers are resigning, it's not going to do that now. I mean, if he still calls an early election, absolutely weird. So Sajid Javid is now gone. This could actually trigger some of the other bigger names that you guys mentioned to actually resign as well. So let's play a game. Yeah, let me know in the comment section, the live chat. Who do you think is going to go next? We're going to stay here. We're going to keep you guys posted. I'm going to be your go-to buffer between you guys and my sources in Westminster to kind of let you guys know what text message I've received actually. Let me just quickly check my WhatsApp. Yes, so Team Sajid are just basically repeating the same thing we've already seen. I've got the text message quite late. Sorry about that. Yeah, we've got Richard Taylor actually on Twitter says, if Boris Johnson does not resign now, I'm afraid the Conservative Party have no chance of winning the next election. He has now become a total liability. I'm going to be honest. There's a lot of still pro-Boris Tory supporters, probably watching this right now. This is not really about being pro or anti-Boris on a personal level. People have their own opinions. And, so those pro-Boris people who've said that for the past few months, the witch hunt started with the media and the press going after him and all that. Sure. And let's just go with that. That was, the witch hunt happened. We know it happened. But, we get to a point where when you lose the battle and then you lose the whole thing, it doesn't really matter how it started. It doesn't really matter who was behind it. He seems to have been defeated. So if someone's defeated and you can't really bring them back, then do you still go with the line of he just needs to stay for the sake of staying, so that to prove the press and the media which aren't wrong? Because that's just petty. That's just party politics. People's lives are at risk. We have to actually move on from drama, and it doesn't really matter. It's not doesn't mean that Keir Starmer should replace him and the Labour should come into power or some other weirdo Tory becomes prime minister. No, you could have a proper conversation, proper leadership election inside the Tory party. But considering that Sajid Javid has now resigned, it's quite interesting. Okay, we have I got Gary Sandbrook MP saying that this is a principled resignation from a good man, Sajid Javid. So, okay, let me just quickly close this because we're not getting anything from these idiots. All right, so clearly nothing is happening from this channel. There we go. So let's go to Twitter. Let's go and see what's going on inside the bubble. I do want to I'm trying to get hold of a couple of MPs to kind of see if they can. They did say they might have some time to come on the channel live right now to join us. And so I'm just going to keep you guys posted. I can't reveal who yet, but you will be surprised, pleasantly surprised, if they actually have the time. I'm kind of, at this point, now that Sajid has resigned, I do find it unlikely that if they can actually have the time to come on the channel. But I'm going to quickly chase them up. Let's see what's going on in the live chat as well. Let me just put this guy's face, just in case, because it's the Sajid show now. Oh, dear God. I mean, if he's resigning to challenge Boris Johnson, I'm not sure I want that, because just because he's resigned doesn't mean that I want him as Prime Minister, Sajid Javid. Okay, so we've got Hendrik saying, there we go, bring him up. Who should take the Prime Minister's post, the Lord Frost or Mrs. Truss? Well, I'm a frosty man, so I do like Lord Frosty. I've got a soft spot for the man. Let's go to the live chat again, see what's going on here. We have Chris saying Steve Baker for leader. We also do have, and I'm just going to be balanced and see who else actually we do have. There's a lot of, there we go. We have Just Paul, 26, saying Mog for Prime Minister. So there's a lot of people. Where do I go? Where do I go? What's happening tonight? This is absolutely chaotic. So I'm back. I've completely went into the black hole for a second. So this is the problem with when you do last minute live. I haven't actually had a chance to prepare the stream for you guys. So yeah, we have all these confirmations. Okay, Paul has the best idea. Larry the Cat for Prime Minister. I'm trying to actually, while we wait for the updates, I'm trying to see if I've heard anything else for you guys. That is, yes, we've got some lines and comments saying, it is clear to me that this situation will not change under your leadership. This is people like Sajid coming up with very, very robust lines at the moment. Liam says, I don't trust any current member of the cabinet to take over as Prime Minister. Truss would be, yeah, to be fair, a lot of people still are not convinced that Liz Truss is ready to become party leader. Miss Susan says, all WEF members to go. And that actually includes Sajid Javid, by the way, because he is very, very friendly when it comes to the World Economic Forum. So it seems like Sajid Javid is now completely dominating the headlines, and we're not really even hearing from the Prime Minister. We did the live stream because about 12 minutes ago, the PM was supposed to come on TV to tell us exactly what he's thinking. We were expecting an early election or maybe a resignation. At this point, resignation is more likely if he actually appears tonight. And I have actually heard just now, where is him? Let's double check. Yes, he is currently meeting with the team back Boris. So the pro-Boris Tory MPs are currently in his parliamentary office having a meeting with him. So guessing they're trying to decide which option is the best thing to do for them. I'm going to also actually just double check to see if these MPs are going to come on the channel or not, because otherwise, what is the point of doing a last minute live stream, guys? Come on. Let me go to the live chat. Martin Smith says, make Nigel honorary Prime Minister. How does that work? Okay, so Jason says, Tony Blair wants it badly again. Actually, yeah, that's the last thing I want. Having Blair coming back to frontline politics. That will be literally the last thing that the country wants. Nobody would wish for Blair to come back. So there you go. We have so many comments about WF. 0 WF affiliates should be allowed in Parliament. To be fair, it is still democracy. Okay, I got the best one. Elvis says Trump for Prime Minister. Okay, let's go to some. Do you have any questions, guys? While we wait for some updates, let me know your questions, because it was fascinating. Earlier, I started the live stream before Sajid, And I mentioned that Will Quince is going to resign. Mon-Fri is going to resign. These were junior ministers. I wasn't even expecting this to happen. Sajid Javid is gone. So let me just see. I am okay. This is not fully confirmed yet, but apparently Rishi Sunak might be resigning as well. If Rishi Sunak has resigned, it's confirmed that Rishi Sunak has also resigned. Wow. Okay, so interesting. We have a statement from Rishi Sunak. Let me just bring it up for you guys so you guys could actually see. Wow. I think this is it. The complete coup has officially been completed with Sajid Javid and Rishi Sunak resigning. And to be fair, considering they could work together, that would be quite dangerous for the Brexiteers at this point. But that's all I'm worried about right now. Is the position in the country, not just with Brexit Britain, but the situation with the borders and everything else that we're dealing with on a regular basis. We don't really want chaos. The cost of living crisis is still a mess, and we are having politicians in the Westminster bubble attacking each other. Let me just quickly bring up Rishi Sunak's statement for you guys. Wow. How big? I thought this live stream is going to be 10 minutes just to show you what the Prime Minister is going to say, but it seems like we're going to be here all night. Don't worry, not all night, but we'll stay here until we get all the updates. Okay, let me see. There we go. We have Rishi Sunak and his statement. I'm just going to bring up his tweet first so you could actually see that quickly. So this is actually chaotic. I just saw one of you guys commenting on in the live chat about 5 minutes ago saying that Rishi's resigned. I didn't want to believe it until I had to check. So Rishi says, the public rightly expect government to be conducted properly, competently, and seriously. I recognize that this may be my last ministerial job, but I believe that these standards are worth fighting for, and that is why I am resigning. So I'm not hearing any tone of I'm going to stand for leadership. So that's good, right? We don't want Rishi Sunak, do we? And unless some of you are pro Rishi, let me know in the comment section in the live chat if you want Rishi Sunak to be Prime Minister. I'm just gonna check. Sorry to ignore. I'm not ignoring you guys. I'm just checking with my sources. See, I don't want to miss another tweet. I want to make sure I get the updates before. To be fair, we are doing the updates before the BBC and Sky and all the other channels, so that's good. We are doing it faster than the rest of the mainstream media, which is good. So we have Mason saying Penny for Prime Minister. Yes, Penny has a lot of supporters these days. There are a number of credible contenders if Boris Johnson decides to go. And they're all slightly different, which is quite interesting. Penny Mordaunt, has her flaws, but she's a statesman-like, which is very good. Liz Truss is still not convincing enough for a lot of people. Jacob Rees-Mogg, again, also has flaws when it comes to the wider population, but he does have some sound views and ideas. As a lot of people have stopped talking about the underdogs. Mark Harper, for example, he's quite credible. He did actually say something interesting earlier about this morning about politicians having been principled. Let me just quickly go on Mark Harper to let you know what he actually said earlier today in case you missed it. Mark Harper said on the issue of the Prime Minister that everyone in number 10 Downing Street from the very top has a duty to tell the truth to their own ministers as well as the public. We can't go on like this. This was the reaction that Mark Harper had about the last couple of days, the last few days. Downing Street have been sending government ministers to go on TV to defend the government and Boris Johnson on Chris Pinchergate. And every time one of the ministers went on TV to say something, 10 minutes later, Downing Street changed their line. So they stabbed in the back many times, and that's why Mark Harper was saying that government, Downing Street, have a duty not just to the public, but also their own ministers to tell the truth, keep them up to date. Transparency does help. Honesty does help. Paul says, Pretty next. That is quite interesting. I mean, I do wonder if we're going to hear much from Pretty, because she has been very, very quiet on all this drama. We have the Black British Patriot saying Rishi Sunak gone. Good. Let's have a British government. We do have a lot of people. Actually, this is quite interesting. As JG says, Desmond Swain and David Frost up front, please. Forgot about Desmond Swain. I know he doesn't really want to be prime minister. He's a good guy, but he's not made for leadership. he's very robust as a warrior, as a rebel, but not really as a manager, to be fair. So let's see who else is gone. I'm not missing another one. I am not missing another resignation. So let's see. Anybody who's replied to me? There we go. We got these guys. Yeah. So I'm just trying to check and see how far the other channels are. So yeah, we got GB News are just announcing Rishi Sunak now, so that's fine. Again, we have KM saying Desmond Swain or Nigel Farage for Prime Minister. There's a lot of one of the cleaners for the NHS job. To be fair, they will do probably a better job than all these other. And we've had successive health secretaries of state who have not been good. We have can't Trump be world administrator? That sounds like a dictator. Oh, what's happened again? We have issues with today's live stream. There we go. We're back. The House of Cards is falling, according to Peter Porter. It is, to be fair, if we're going to have crisis inside British politics, it's best to contain it as soon as possible and put aside emotions. Even if you love Boris Johnson or love Keir Starmer or Rishi Sunak or whoever, there comes a time when, for the sake of stability of the country, you're going to have to avoid loyalty, but just tribalism and blind faith. Some people might feel bad that, oh, does that mean I'm abandoning the person I supported all this time? Not really. As long as you're not doing it to back the other side, it should be okay. Let's see what else we have. So many comments about Trump. We have, there we go. Who's this? Wolfgang says, can we have some actual conservatives, not imposters? I do not disagree with you. It's time. It's literally the last opportunity the Tory party have for a long time now to reform the party before the next election, before Labour actually accidentally get into government. So Wayne says, GB News announced Sunak before you. Yeah, I know, because I missed the tweet. Yeah, I was too busy actually checking you guys, but it's fine. We will try to make sure that we don't miss the next one, if there's going to be a next one. So we do have the confirmation of time. So Sajid Javid resigned at 2 minutes past 6, and then Rishi Sunak resigned at 11 minutes past 6. Definitely not a coincidence. Happened both at the same time, minutes apart. So what's going on here? We have, why not put the green levy on hold during the oil price spikes? If we must invest in green energy, let's do it. Yeah, I absolutely agree. There's a lot of issues that we have, and we could actually do some urgent short-term solutions in the meantime while we actually sort out the economy. And that's why we have to sort out the political chaos as soon as possible. Otherwise, you can't do anything. Don Britt says Maya for Prime Minister. No, we do not condone this behavior. Thank you so much, by the way. But no, I'd rather die in a ditch, as Boris Johnson once said. There's a lot of other comments. Let's be objective and balance. Show the other supporters as well. And Nigel says the English Constitution Party. The Constitution is the solution. So we, just to show that we don't just have tribalist, partisan people here. That not everybody is just Tory or Reform UK. We have our subscriber base are very diverse. We have people from all as parts of the political spectrum. So I want to say massive thank you, you guys, for being here for me and with me, not for me, with me. So what do we have here? So we have a super chat from Cami. Thank you so much for the super chat, saying, who do you think will become Prime Minister if Boris resigns? Well, it really depends, because if we're just it's all speculations, we can't really predict the future, but at the same time, okay, so just to make sure we don't really miss the next one, I've just got an update that it makes no sense, but it's highly likely that the snap election, early election, will be called tonight. I don't want to believe this. I'm gonna just double check to get confirmation of this, because it makes no sense if Boris Johnson calls an early election after 2 of his senior members of cabinet resign. So hopefully this is not confirmed. It seems credible, but we'll find out soon. To go back to Cami, speculations. It's all about the way these resignations happen. If we go with the line that we're not going to have an early election, snap election called tonight, the reality is, considering Sajid and Rishi have resigned, I think they're going to be pushing for, of course, Jeremy Hunt, but Jeremy Hunt is not going to get it, and so I think their compromise candidate will be Nadim Zahawi, and I do not want Nadim Zahawi, which means then you're going to have the right of the political, the Tory party, who are going to be putting up some candidates as well. In that situation, my theory is that it will be likely that Penny Mordaunt will be the compromise candidate, because she could come and say, I'm a Brexiteer, I'm a woman, we could beat Labour and say with 3 female leaders, they do like that, to do that sort of stuff anyway. And she could also say, I'm strong and stable, I'm very strong with defence, I'm statesmanlike, I'm not crazy, and I don't really have a kind of skeleton in the closet, but she's still liberal enough, she's still left-wing enough, she's a big supporter of the LGBT stuff, and she's obviously, as a government minister, again, this is the comment, Super Deadland says, Penny Mordaunt is a WF puppet, she's on their website. To be fair, we do have to clarify, because we actually said that about many others. We had Zelensky and Putin on their WF's website. They have the top governmental ministers and secretaries of state most of the time on their website if they attend one of their conferences or Davos. Not to justify anything that Penny is doing, saying that, oh, she's definitely not a WF supporter, but a lot of these names will go on their website automatically anyway if they attend one of the events. But yeah, I don't, she's still on the liberal side of the Tory party anyway. So we do need to stop the pace of globalism. It's going way too fast. Let me just check with the MPs. There's nothing really about this allegedly stupid idea of a snap election yet, apart from 2 of my sources. I really don't want to believe this. Let me go to live chat again. Any questions that you guys have for me while we wait for more confirmations for you guys, because we don't want to make sure we are the first ones to report before BBC or Sky. Who's this? There we go. So yes, that's actually a good one. Tomorrow I'm going to be reporting on this. Moody says, have you seen the Dutch farmers protesting? There is actually, within the next few days, I'm going to be focusing a lot on the international stuff as well, because throughout the whole day we talk about British politics a lot, but the cost of living crisis, as well as the authoritarian measures from certain governments, is they're now forcing a lot of people and industries to protest or to go on strikes, from Germany and France to Canada and America and the Netherlands. So I will keep you guys posted on all these issues, because this is literally the dominoes collapsing of globalism, because globalism gone too far and too fast. Okay, so Priti Patel, we have an update from Priti Patel. Yes, Priti Patel's source says that she will not be resigning tonight. Currently, for now, she's not resigning tonight. So she could go tomorrow. Stevie says, do you think we'll get a minor party rise? Not in this environment, not with our political system, not the way it works. You will have short-term upsets, but you can't really you have to have a proper, organized, guerrilla-style established parties, and it will take a few years to actually do that. You can't really have a smaller party and then suddenly next election gets a lot of support. It doesn't really work that way. Even UKIP took them till 2014 to actually become massive, and in 2015 they got 5 million votes. So and even that was 5 million. So it's still impressive, but at the same time it was still not enough to get a majority. Neon says, Maya, do you think that any other party can gain seats if there's an establishment? So there's a better question, because it's likely, if the other parties, certain parties actually managed to do it the right way. So there will be 1 or 2 seats in areas that are so marginal between the Tories and Labour in the north that Reform UK, if they put up a credible candidate and play it the right way, they could actually get in 1 or 2 seats maybe somewhere. So it is possible, but not enough to do a proper upset or some sort of coalition government. Rob says, Mr. Farage, where are you? Isn't it supposed to be on the GB News in half an hour? I think his show starts at 7, I believe. I don't really know, but so he's probably on TV. So we have Alien Tenor says, has Boris Johnson resigned? No, everybody else is resigning but Boris Johnson. For those of you who just joined, we still are waiting to get the confirmation about Will Quince resigning as well as Mon-Fri. But we know for sure that Sajid Javid has officially resigned about half an hour ago, as well as Rishi Sunak, Chancellor. He has also resigned. So if you've joined us late, then this is the update that we have for you guys. There we go. Ben Wallace, Defense Secretary, update from him. I have. It says, yeah, he's not resigning tonight either. So I love how the keyword is tonight. Same thing we got from Priti Patel. Maybe tomorrow. I think they're going to... It's a game of chicken. Okay, so for those who are Team Liz Truss, she's taking a massive gamble. And I'm slightly not fully surprised, but it is a weird move from Liz Truss. She has sources saying she's 100% behind the Prime Minister. So at least people like Priti Patel, Ben Wallace just come out and say, well, we're not resigning yet. Liz Truss is completely behind the Prime Minister. So don't know what you guys think. Let me know in the live chat what you think of Liz Truss's move. I don't know if it's a risky tactic or if it's the right move. Maybe she's smarter than us. Maybe Boris Johnson is going to survive. He's going to call an election. He's going to win the general, and everything is going to be fine. And then maybe Liz Truss will be Chancellor. So Tim Shipman says, if Durham police have any sense of occasion, they would know what to do now. There we go. So we have both been talked about. Okay, so that's quite interesting. We just got an update from Harry Cole is about these two. You know, I just said Will Quince and Mon-Fri were on the resignation watch. Now that Sajid Javid and Rishi Sunak have resigned, we're now hearing that they are probably not going to resign tonight. I don't know what's going on. Is it like attention seeking or maybe something else has hit Downing Street that they don't really know exactly when to do what. The Prime Minister has apologized for rehiring Chris Pincher, saying, I think it was a mistake and I apologize for it. In hindsight, it was the wrong thing to do. I mean, could have done it 3 days ago, 4 days ago. It wasn't really rocket science. It's not that. This is politics. You know, you have to know, and people like Boris Johnson always had a strong political mind. Very tactical, good, it's good with strategy. Yet, he does this. Always waits last minute until it's too late. Let's see what else we have. Dominic Cummings. Who wants to hear from Dominic Cummings? Oh dear. It's going to be dramatic. To be fair, he just come out to say that he is finished. Boris Johnson has finished. And hashtag regime change. He's obsessed with regime change. Can't really do regime change when you have the Queen in charge of the country, by the way. Let's see what else we have. Let me just quickly go to the live chat. I believe there was another live chat. C2K. Thank you so much for the live chat. Super chat. I keep saying live chat. Frost has positioned himself for the top job, and we need a strong leaver and Brexiteer to prevent any Brexit backtracking. I absolutely agree. I know that Lord Frost is now planning to become an MP and a member of the House of Commons. So the timing could be interesting because if there's going to be a snap election, you can't have a snap election with Boris Johnson at the top, because if he's still Prime Minister and Party Leader, then Lord Frost is not going to get anything because, that relationship is gone. Sorry, Joanne. Super chat. I just found it. Thank you so much, Joanne, for the support. She says, Reverend Simon sideways for Prime Minister. I mean, it is quite fascinating how everything's turning out, because if he's going to be calling an election, it's not going to be changing anything with the leadership of the party. Simon Clarke from the Tory party says, I will continue to serve the Prime Minister. So Simon Clarke is not resigning. Let me see. We have Kwasi Kwarteng has also confirmed that he is not resigning today. And Dominic Raab has said that he is loyal to the Prime Minister. He is not resigning either. So it's really weird, isn't it? Rishi Sunak and Sajid Javid going. Dominic Raab is staying. Really? Okay. Tris, thank you so much for the super chat. Tris saying GB News live stream has just 700 viewers. How many do we have, guys? Over 4,000 viewers watching us. Thank you so much, everybody. Let me just do a screenshot for the sake of it. All right, so who said this? Urban says Dominic Cummings for Prime Minister. That will be literally the definition of the movie Dark Knight Rises with Joker saying, do I look like a guy with a plan? That would be literally Dominic Cummings. So we have some fan mail. Jose saying, does it? I'm going to show it. If you think you can troll me, I don't care. I'm going to put you on the screen. Now everyone knows who you are. So, what do we have here? So we have a lot of comments about WF. Klaus Schwab runs the country. Klaus Schwab and WF are literally the biggest lobby group and most successful lobby group internationally. And their influence, you can see, across the world anyway. Yes, Ben Wallace has confirmed he's staying in government. So there we go, we have that. JM says Kemi for Prime Minister. We have Zach saying GB News is becoming Sky News Australia of the UK. Robert Craig, thank you so much for reminding us. Hit the like button if you're enjoying this live stream, this chaotic last minute live stream. That's why we like it. That's how we like it. Then click like. Okay, we have Terry Jones saying David Frost for me. Or my vote goes to Reform UK. Fair enough. Baz 1068, thank you so much for your super chat. Saying, wouldn't Lord Frost have to relinquish his lordship in order to become Prime Minister? How about Sir John Redwood, staunch Brexiteer? To be fair, yes, I mean, if he wants to be a member of a House of Commons, he has to become a commoner. But John Redwood, I actually like the guy. He's very smart. He's very experienced. But we are living in 2022 with the modern democracy that we have and everything. And as you can see, we're literally doing a live stream on gossip. Everything is about entertainment and everything is about being sexy enough. That's why Ed Miliband lost to David Cameron. You can't really have John Redwood winning an election, can you? I mean, it's nothing against him because I actually like the guy and I like everything he stands for most of the time. But can you actually win an election? You know, unless you're going to get dead people like Joe Biden's election. You know, if we could do that, then yeah. Cara says Kemi is great. Yes, Kemi actually has a lot of supporters. She's been very good recently. She was the one behind the policy of making sure that we don't just have unisex toilets. We actually have to make sure that hospitals and schools and buildings and everywhere, regulation for planning regulation to make sure that they all have male separate, female separate for safety of people. Okay, so let's see, what do we have? Zahawi has gone underground. Nadim Zahawi has gone underground, and it would seem everyone is struggling to get hold of his team. Yes, actually, I also didn't get a reply from any of them. Nadim Zahawi has disappeared, so that could be interesting. Who thinks that Nadim Zahawi could be the next resignation? Wow. So, okay, I have a picture for you guys. You ready? All right, I'm going to send this to the main screen. I'm going to keep you guys posted, by the way, because it's going to be a long evening, absolutely chaotic. Why is it not coming up? There we go. Let's go to live chat quickly while I find this image for you guys. Yep, we have comments about the NHS. NHS still signed up to gender mafia. Yeah, they are trying to reduce the number of diversity officers, but it's still there. It's still there. Welsh lad says Alex. I think it's Alex Belfield. I'm guessing he's talking about for Prime Minister. We have a lot of others saying it's, oh dear God, family friendly. There are discussions in the live chat about migration. Steve Higgins says they're not migrants, they are illegal migrants. But they're definitely not refugees. But they are migrants who illegally enter the country. Let's see. Mary says, I am voting for the party who knows what a real woman is. So it looks like I won't be voting. We were not to defend the Tory party completely, but at least the Tories have clarified what a woman is. Will Morris says they're Majid Nawaz and James Delingpole for Prime Minister. Now that will be chaotic, absolute chaos. We have a few people. PS also said Majid Nawaz for PM. What's happening? Okay, we have Frank saying this. Obviously, I'm going to put all the jokey ones as well. Viktor Orban for Prime Minister. There we go. And we have Ellen saying Lord Frost or Kemi for PM. She's a tough cookie. Why is this picture not coming up? I'm trying to show you. There we go. I'm going to go on my actual laptop. This is not working. What's the update? Any other? Have I missed any resignation? Nope, I haven't. Let me just quickly check this. So, Adam Smith Institute, the ASI organization think tank, have their drink reception tonight as we are talking right now. And their special guest is Sajid Javid. So, and they're just tweeting saying, seems like we might not get Sajid Javid to come tonight because he's probably too busy. He's clearly not busy. He's just resigned. If he's going to be free at any point, it's literally tonight, unless he's going to be doing TV interviews. I've got a brilliant photo for you guys. I'm going to put this will actually help us if you're going to see what Rishi Sunak and Sajid Javid are up to. Hang on, there we go. You ready? You ready? There we go. Oh my God, that's a big photo. Okay, let's make it smaller. There we go. That's the two ministers who have now resigned. They're going to have fun tonight. So yeah, that's Sajid Javid and Rishi Sunak, who just resigned earlier tonight, about 40 minutes ago. Oh no. Steve said, GB News live stream viewers are now up to half of Maya. They're getting there. Come on, go. No. Share this live stream link to everybody. We can't get defeated. We will remain the most viewed live stream tonight. What else do we have? Okay, let's go back to this picture. Let's laugh at these pictures. For Prime Minister, again, we have a lot of people again talking about Desmond Swain. That's quite interesting, to be fair. I mean, a lot of people actually do want a proper leadership election, and some Tories want a coronation because it's last minute. Not really sure if that's a good idea, because if you're going to have a completely full division inside the Tory party, it will be a bloodbath, and that will be terrible. So if they're going to have a leadership election, they need to do it in a civilized way. Otherwise, just do a coronation. And I know it's not democratic, but don't cause more trouble. Peter actually has a better solution. For John Redwood. Where is the comment? There we go. Peter says John Redwood for Chancellor. That I will be behind. John Redwood is a sound free market capitalist, and he will be amazing when it comes to budget and treasury. What do we have? So Robert says we currently have 1,500 likes. Actually, it's now gone to 1,600 likes. Click on the like button. We have over 4,200 people watching this right now. So if you all click like, unless you don't like it, then don't like it. So I'm not going to force you. Free speech. But we are trying to remain the most up-to-date live stream for tonight for you guys. Okay, so we have another one. That's a big comment. There we go. Live chat. It's a super chat. Thank you so much. Dango Ninja. Love the name. Super chat saying, I have seen people on Facebook and Instagram spreading that the UK is preparing to change abortion law in the UK, as it hasn't been included in the British Bill of Rights. A Labour MP is asking why it isn't. if people, especially MPs, don't know how how constitution works and how Bill of Rights works and how legislation inside Parliament works, I have no faith for humanity. It makes absolutely no sense why MPs wouldn't know how the parliamentary democracy works in this country. You have a number of, you still have certain outdated laws in this country, including, I can't remember perfectly, but I think you can't walk outside Buckingham Palace without shoes. It's like one of those things. We still have a lot of things that we haven't really removed, but we override them by adding legislation. Simple. But I'm not really sure exactly where the abortion laws are going to go, because we're not going to change much in this country. There is a consensus. My view is, I always say, this country culturally, where we are everybody by nature pro-life, and liberal pro-life, let's just call it, I guess, because we don't really go around doing that every 2 minutes, women, for fun, and have parties. There's like few idiots in California, like wearing t-shirts saying I've had 21 terminations and parties afterwards. That's just tribalism in America, and we don't want to bring American politics into this country. We've had enough of that since 2020 with BLM and all the other nutters. Ellie says, no, save Britain and the Brits. We want our lives and our country back. To be fair, this is the key point. I don't really care who's in charge and who's the face of the government. All I care about is just get it done and protect the country and fight for the values of this country. And the crises that we're seeing on a daily basis, and are all being ignored just because they care about their own political gossip. Sebastian, thank you so much, Seb, for your super chat, saying, hey, how are you doing? Who would you say is a realistic candidate most likely to win the next Tory leadership race? And who would you say is best to prevent a 1997 style electoral massacre? That is interesting, because my view is, again, you can't predict. You can't really speculate with the Tory party. It's all over the place. But at the same time, if we're going to have Boris Johnson going now, if he resigns soon, in the next hours or days, then of course you're going to have people like Rishi, and probably not Rishi, but people like Sajid Javid running for leadership. Jeremy Hunt will run. They're going to split their own votes. And unless you're going to have someone like Ben Wallace standing and somehow accidentally winning, I think it's still going to be Penny Mordaunt, who will be a good compromise candidate. And Penny could technically beat Labour, or not lose too badly. So we're not going to have a 97 election. And regardless of who it is, Labour Party are not going to have a 97 result. The best case scenario for Labour will be a small Labour minority. The worst case for the Labour Party will be, the best case for the Tory Party will be a good minority Tory government. It will be a hung parliament, the way it looks. But again, you can't predict. Don't promise. Andrew, thank you so much for your super chat, Andrew. Andrew says, if an election was called tonight, what would happen in constituencies where MPs are under police investigation? Yes, that is a very, very good question. It will basically bypass the suspensions. So it doesn't really matter if they're suspended or not. They have to go through the reselection meetings inside their own parties. So if they're suspended from parties, if they don't have the whip, then I'm guessing they're not going to be able to stand as candidates for their local associations, local parties. On a parliamentary level, then they're no longer MPs anyway at that point, because an election's called. But the police investigation is irrelevant. If there are police investigations, whether you're an MP or a candidate or not, that is still going to go ahead. Doesn't really stop any of that. And especially if they're convicted, then legally you're not allowed to actually stand again, and your parties will prevent you from standing as candidates. We have some supporters of Penny. Andy Wright says, I love Penny Mordaunt. We do have, I'm really proud of you guys, by the way. I'm really proud of this channel, how diverse we are. A lot of people, when they meet me, they always assume that this is like an echo chamber. Everybody thinks the same. You've just seen, I've been showing you guys all the different comments. People want to support different policies and different individuals for leadership, different parties. So this is what we always wanted. When we say we are the media, never mean we want to be an echo chamber. We always say that we want to actually bring everybody together, debate, fight in a civilized way. Dave, thank you so much for your super chat and your support. What do we have? We have, I missed a comment that I wanted to quickly check. I've gone. It was from Darius. Darius, if you want to copy and paste your message again, I completely missed it. I apologize. We have WK White Knight saying, people who should not be here in the first place are passed through several safe spaces, safe countries to come to Britain. Yes, this is a reference to those who get on a boat to escape a dangerous country called France. It's disgusting. We need, it's France's responsibility. It's the European Union's responsibility. They open their borders. They have free movement. So what do you expect? Someone from Greece is going to end up in France and they're going to get on a boat to come here. It's not our responsibility. Why do we keep letting them in? We need to protect not just British culture, but English identity. Because for the sake of national security and the well-being of our nation. Okay, rant over. Gang Istani, thank you so much for your super chat saying, can't stop the mog. Jacob 4 p.m. And we have Mongo. Thank you so much for a generous super chat support. Thank you so much. Narissa, Penny should be Prime Minister. Give her a chance. I just want to reiterate, but actually, let me just bring up a couple of things. Darius says a Colton Meyer. Darius is a friendly subscriber, don't worry, guys. But I do want to say it again. Thank you so much, everybody, for all the support every day, all the comments, all the likes, all the shares. But especially tonight, everyone who's engaged in the conversation, but especially those who repeatedly keep sending super chats. I'm not even asking, but you guys are so generous tonight. Thank you so much. All this, by the way, I haven't actually told you guys. I've got a big plan coming up. That the plan will involve us meeting in person soon. And so anything, all these, anything that comes into the channel goes back into investing into the channel itself and the movement that I'm hopefully creating. I'm starting a movement soon for you guys and for all of us, for the country. So this is not really for me, any of these super chats that are coming. Thank you so much, Jack Manson. As Jack says, if you look at the latest pregnancy numbers and abortion numbers, about 20% of them in the UK are aborted. It is crazy. Yeah, I mean, the rate is still quite high in this country. And we have to kind of, there are still things that I would like to be changed, including the term limits, but also education. But who's going to be brave enough to bring it up? Because if you bring it up, then you might accidentally open the door to chaos and American-style heated debate. Darren, right, thank you so much for super chat again. Darren says, Javid and Rishi Sunak are opening up a Perry chicken shop. Well, clearly not now, because before they sang out in cinemas. So, besties, right? They're not besties. This is the same Rishi Sunak who took over the role from Sajid Javid when he was Chancellor. Remember? Dave, thank you so much, Dave, for the super chats. Dave says, my cat for PM. Absolutely brilliant. Tony Brooks says, this has been the worst of the worst people to sit in the people's houses ever. Actually, the state of the House of Commons these days is quite shocking, because we thought that between 2016 and 2019, the Remain Parliament, you remember that, with Theresa May? We thought that was bad, because they were preventing democracy and the will of the people. And that was bad, very bad. But I had some optimism in the 2019 election. I thought when we got rid of Jeremy Corbyn and the Tories got a majority, a stonking majority, right? I had high hopes that not just for the government or the Tory party. I don't care about that. I cared about the state of the House of Commons on a cultural level. It got worse. Look at this absolute mess. So, what do we have? Stuart says, generous super chat. Thank you so much for the support, Stuart. It's just a super sticker. It's not even a comment. Thank you so much. Did I miss one, actually, before we go to the other comments, by the way? I will show all the comments, super chat and non-super chat as well. There we go. We got Dale. Thank you, Dale, for your super chat saying, yo, brief overview of why Penny works for you, please. not that she works for me. That actually would be an ideal option for me. It's more the point that she will be the compromise candidate when you have the right wing of the party and the left wing of the party attacking each other. To stop Jeremy Hunt and to stop Nadim Zahawi, then they could actually use Penny to replace them. That's my thinking behind this theory. Okay, so let me just come. There we go. There we go. So there's another. Why do I keep missing the super chats, guys? So many comments coming in. I'm completely shocked, but pleasantly surprised, basically. You guys, there we go. We have another one. Another super chat. Thank you so much. Saying Starmer tries to shame Boris Johnson now. What a hypocrite! And I agree. I absolutely agree. I mean, he's got no leg to stand on. Makes no sense why he thinks he's on the moral high ground. Stuart says, "Thank you for your work. Thank you so much, Stuart, for your support and everybody else in the live chat." Okay, let's go and see what's going on with the rest of you. Oh my God, we have a Nadine supporter. Nadine for Prime Minister. That's Nadine Doris, by the way, not Nadim Zahawi. Unless Catherine meant Nadim. I think she means Nadine Doris. Does anybody else support Nadine Doris, though? I'm not fully convinced that Nadine Doris has a base. But she's done some good things, but she's also been chaotic at times, with not being well briefed. I don't know if you guys remember a few days ago, she was making a speech about to some rugby base, and she completely confused the rugby union and rugby league. So I'm not really sure we want a party leader who doesn't know her brief. We already have one. I mean, Boris Johnson's biggest excuse right now is that I don't remember that I was briefed about Chris Pincher. I don't think you need to get briefed about Chris Pincher. You know Chris Pincher. Everybody in Westminster knew Chris Pincher. Not really sure if the Prime Minister could pretend that he doesn't know who Chris Pincher was before. Here we go. So Mark says, Maya, Boris Johnson blew it. With such a large majority, such a failure of a Prime Minister. I agree. Absolutely agree. Colin, thank you so much, saying Count Dankula for Prime Minister. Actually, I should really get Count Dankula on the channel. He would be quite funny to talk to. Let's see. Krabby, thank you so much for your super chat. Krabby again, saying, what did you think of Keir Starmer saying that he couldn't agree more in his Brexit plan and then realized he was saying what he thought? I mean, I made a video earlier about Keir Starmer's speech yesterday, and it was fascinating, wasn't it? Because at the same time, he alienated his own base by becoming a Brexiteer, fake Brexiteer. He's also not convincing for the right, so it's time for him to go. Keir Starmer is not going to survive. He should not survive. He doesn't deserve to remain as the leader of opposition. Doesn't mean that there are better people in the Labour Party. They're all absolutely mental, but doesn't mean that Starmer is by default should be leader. Counterspace online, thank you so much, saying Frost cannot come any sooner. Yeah, Kevin Williams is reminding us that two have resigned. This is a reminder that Rishi Sunak and Sajid Javid have resigned from government. And we have a lot of people, actually we have supporters of Steve Baker, saying Steve Baker should come. I'm guessing that's what you're saying. Darius says Carl Benjamin for PM. Oh, I was just reminded that tomorrow is Wednesday, which means it's Prime Minister's questions. Which Prime Minister? I might do a live stream at 12 p.m. If you guys are going to be around tomorrow, 12 p.m. UK time, we're going to do a live reaction to the Prime Minister's questions, a very specific, special one, because we don't know who's going to be the leader of opposition or the leader of the government. We might just have two empty seats in the Commons on the benches. Or we're going to get Angela Rayner again. That would be fun. Angela Rayner and Dominic Raab. Okay, so Chief Whip and Nadine Dorries have just entered number 10 Downing Street. These are the two of the biggest allies of the Prime Minister. And again, just to update you guys, Priti Patel, Dominic Raab, Brandon Lewis, Nadim Zahawi, Ben Wallace, and others are not resigning. So it seems like they found Nadim Zahawi, which is good news. He's alive. Some people have gone in underground, and we're still trying to find some of the senior MPs. We have another update. It's a super chat. What do we have? Motto for your merch: home of real news. I don't mind that. Yeah, if you guys remember last night we were doing a live stream and I asked you guys for your ideas for a new merch slogan for the channel. So if you have any ideas for new slogan ideas, let me know. Okay, let's get back to the topic before you guys get bored. We have the beautiful Butterfly 88 saying Nadine Dorris should stick to writing novels. What do we have? Oh yes, Maya, have you read out Boris and Sajid Javid's letter? Yeah, so let's actually, to be fair, let's go into the details of Sajid Javid, the letter, because I read the brief statement that he wrote, but let's quickly read you what he said before he resigned, in case you have not read it yourself. Okay, so Sajid Javid said, "It was a privilege to have been asked to come back into government to serve as Secretary of State for Health and Social Care at such a critical time for our country. I have given every ounce of energy to this task, and I'm incredibly proud of what we have achieved. The UK has led the world in learning." Okay, so the first paragraph is just saying we've done a good job. So yeah, it doesn't really matter. But then we get to, "Given the unprecedented scale of the challenges in health and social care, it has been my instinct to continue focusing on this important work. So, it is with enormous regret that I must tell you that I can no longer, with good conscience, continue serving in this government. I'm a team player, but the British people are also rightly expect integrity from their government. The tone you set as a leader and the values you represent reflect on your colleagues, your party, and ultimately the country. The Conservatives, as at their best, are seen as hard-headed decision makers guided by strong values. We may not have always been popular, but we have been competent in acting in the national interest. Sadly, in the current circumstances, the public are concluding that we are now neither. The vote of confidence last month showed that a large number of colleagues agree. It was a moment for humility, grip, and new direction. I regret to say, however, that it is clear to me that this situation will not change under your leadership, and you have therefore lost my confidence too. It is 3 years since you entered Downing Street. You will forever be credited with seeing off the threat of Corbynism and breaking the deadlock on Brexit, blah, blah, blah. But it's time for you to go." This is actually quite robust. This letter is very sharp. Usually resignation letters are very diplomatic and boring and just vanilla. This one was quite vicious. So we got an update. Michael Gove is definitely not resigning. So it's not resigning tonight. Nadine Dorris has gone. Okay, it's not fully confirmed, but I'm not gonna fully announce it. I just did, but we will wait for the full confirmation. But Nadine Dorris might have gone, which would be huge. I don't think that would be likely because she is Boris Johnson's biggest ally, biggest. If Nadine Dorris goes, Boris Johnson will go. I'm just going to quickly double check with my sources, see if she has actually resigned. This is absolutely crazy. If Nadine Dorris goes, then this will be absolutely chaotic. So, on the plus side, she won't be Chancellor. So, what is this? We have a new resignation. This time, I'm literally on time. 10 seconds ago. Andrew Morrison, the Right Honourable Andrew Morrison, has resigned. Okay, I'm just going to show you what I have. This is the... Where is it? This is the resignation letter I've just received. It's... Okay, actually, in this camera, it looks better. It's so blurry. It's faded. I can't read any of this. This is Andrew Morrison, the Right Honourable gentleman, who's just resigned. What is going on? I literally can't read any of this. So we have to wait for the press to actually copy and paste the text of this. But yeah, just in case you don't know, that's the resignation letter from Andrew Morrison. Chaotic. So who else do we have? While we wait to get a clearer version of that resignation letter, because that doesn't really help anyone. Jacob Rees-Mogg has come out to say that the Prime Minister won a mandate from the British people, and that is more powerful than a cabinet resigning. Jacob Rees-Mogg knows his line because prime ministers don't get mandates from the public. You do not elect prime ministers. Doesn't matter why you're going into the polling station to vote for Boris or for Jeremy Corbyn. That's emotional. That's your emotions. On a constitutional level, you do not elect prime ministers. So Jacob Rees-Mogg doesn't really help with saying that the prime minister has a full mandate from the public, so he has to stay. I need to respond to this actually. It isn't true. Right, there we go. What do we have? Let's go back to the live chat, guys. Let's see what you guys are talking about here. There we go. So RB1 says that they all have money offshore now, getting out while they can. To be fair, most of the time, there's former politicians after resigning, they get top jobs. Look at Nick Clegg. She is literally now running Facebook. Well, Meta. She's running Meta. And I don't know what the others are up to. George Osborne is doing some stuff. He usually has like 8 jobs. Ian, thank you so much for your super chat, Ian. Ian says, how selfish if Boris Johnson called an election, because that will just mean a greenwashing left-wing government, whoever wins. God help us. Frost or Baker. People don't want an election to be called for political reasons. It's actually disgusting, to be fair. We have a super chat from Bear. I do like bears. Thank you so much, Mr. Bear. It's £10. Thanks. It's generous super chat. Thank you so much, saying, I am proud of you, Maya. Excellent job. Hashtag Team Trust. Thank you for the support. Okay, let me just see if there's going to be any chaotic announcements last minute. Yeah, people are laughing at the idea of Sadiq for Prime Minister. Imagine. Yorkshire Princess says, join the English Constitution Party. As I said earlier, I don't know if you guys if you joined late. I'm very proud of this channel and our work, and you guys. A lot of people keep telling us, oh, my Tousi channel is probably a echo chamber. No, this is the most diverse channel, and that's what we like it. When we say we are the media, we mean all of us. We challenge the establishment and status quo, but we debate amongst each other. You know, we have Tories watching this channel, supporters. We have Reform UK doing it. We have, the English Constitution Party. We have, Reclaim members. We've got SDP Brexiteers. We have everybody. So those who, claim that, that's why a lot of people have been confused in the past, saying that, oh, Maya, just clarify, are you pro-Boris or anti-Boris? I'm neither. I don't really care. I just care about people. I care about, firstly, the country, the people, normal people up and down the country, but also the constitution of this country. We have to go back to respecting the English Bill of Rights, but also the uncodified constitution that we have. Otherwise, the whole system is going to collapse. And who's going to fix it? Keir Starmer or Andrew Marr? So, yes, this is the third resignation that we have. I'm still waiting to get a proper resignation from Andrew Morrison, because this is not really readable. But we do have the third resignation as well. Let me just put his face on the screen as well for you guys. It is fascinating how there is not much coming up from Downing Street themselves, because they had Nadine Dorries going in with the chief whip earlier on, and we are waiting to see if there's going to be any backlash from that. Their rumors are that Nadine Dorries is also resigning, but we have not received the confirmation yet. Okay, we have a source saying CCHQ, the Tory HQ, are claiming that the membership lists they claim are totally untrue. There's a lot of rumors are coming from the Tory HQ about the membership list, but also the candidates list. I think clearly they're all rumors anyway. The Tory HQ are all over the place. This is Andrew Morrison, the latest person to resign from government just now. So we have another. There we go. We have Janice. Thank you so much for the super chat. Janice will make it smaller. Thank you so much for a generous super chat, Janice, saying anyone who will stop the boats and send all the illegals back to France, war-torn France, will be a good idea. Yeah, there are certain priorities that we need to sort out. Cost of living crisis is one of them. But you need to sort out problems like the border crisis first. Because if you don't fix that, and if you think you can put a plaster on the economy over cost of living crisis, if you don't sort out the border, that's going to continue. It's going to increase. The whole crisis is going to continue to get worse. You have to sort it out first. Close the doors and make sure you actually have a proper plan, a proper workable border policy plan. And then go from there. So, what do we have? So, we have, of course, the Minister for the International Development and the Middle East, Andrew Morrison, who has there now resigned from office as well. This is the third confirmed resignation of the night. We're still here with you guys. Can someone give me the updates to see if we have more viewers than others? Oh, there we go. There we go. So we have Anthony Brown, the Conservative MP for South Cambridgeshire, sending a letter to the 1922 committee to trigger another vote of no confidence, saying, "I'm writing to you for the second time in a month to confirm that I have lost confidence in the Prime Minister and believe that if he does not resign, he must be removed from office. The current situation is completely untenable, and I fully support a change in the rules of the 1922 committee to enable another vote of no confidence." So, in case you guys have not been up to date with this crisis, tomorrow we have the election of the 1922 committee, which is the parliamentary body of the Tory party. They're in charge of vote of no confidence and electing leaders. These guys are going to get together to elect a new chair and a new team. And every candidate, actually, to be fair, most of them, I think all of them, are standing on a platform of changing the rules of no confidence votes. So basically tomorrow they're going to have the election, and then immediately after they're going to have a meeting, and they're going to change the rules so that Boris Johnson could be forced out, which means that if Boris Johnson doesn't call an election tonight or tomorrow or whenever, we're going to have the recess coming up, the parliamentary break coming up very soon. But the 1922 committee literally had the time to call a no confidence vote and get rid of Boris Johnson immediately, which will be absolutely chaotic. So this is the only reason that Boris could call a snap election tonight or tomorrow, to prevent that recess thing to happen. James says that not Andrew Leadsom. James doesn't like Andrew Leadsom. Let's go to a couple of other comments that we had. C2K is back with another super chat. Thank you so much for being so generous, guys. Saying, just thought Boris Johnson can go live on his embankment in Kiev now, as he's been simping for them, and he has been brought his citizenship using our taxes. He might actually go to live in Ukraine. You never know. He might get a job in their government. SHG Retro, thank you so much for the super chat, saying Sajid Javid, who ruined the NHS, or Rishi Washi, who lost £39 billion in taxpayers' money and hasn't paid his 2.6 million tax bill. Neither of these two idiots. Yes, I mean, I agree. You could be right now against Boris Johnson. Doesn't mean that you should be pro Rishi Sunak or Sajid Javid. I don't think that's a good idea if you're going to be using them as the alternative. Okay, so I'm going to go check the sources, and also Twitter. I haven't checked Twitter properly. We have, oh dear God, statement from Labour leader Keir Starmer saying that it is clear that this government is now collapsing. Nobody asked Keir Starmer. All right, we have an update. So, GB News currently on 3,619 views. We are still over 4,200. Keep going. We are the media, guys. We are the media. So nobody asked Keir Starmer what he thinks, yet he's come out to say this. Ready? Here's the statement we got. I guess the text message statement from Keir Starmer, the leader of the Labour Party, saying, after all the sleaze and scandals and the failure, it is clear that this government is now collapsing. Pot kettle. Look into the mirror. Your party's collapsing too. He says, Tory cabinet ministers have known all along who this Prime Minister is. Thank you so much for letting us know, Keir Starmer. And then let me just quickly save this for later. There we go. And he's given us all the bullet points. They have been his cheerleaders throughout this sorry saga. Backing him when he broke the law. Backing him when he lied repeatedly. Backing him when he mocked the sacrifices of the British people. In doing so, They have been complicit every step of the way as he has disgraced his office and let down his country. Okay, dear. This is, according to the statement we have from Mr. Starmer. Sorry, Keir Starmer. I have no energy to call him sir at this point. What else is there going on the world of social media, guys? So let's go quickly to one of the super chats, see what's going on. Cammy is back. Thank you so much, Cammy, for all the generous support, saying, any chance that the Tories retain a majority? Yes. It will be like a majority of 5, but they can. But that means they have to completely change leadership now, change direction now, and completely make radical reforms instantly. Border control, with the fuel crisis and everything else that we have. NHS needs to be sorted out. Not full reform, that will take decades, but basic changes. You need to sort it out to just about get a majority, and they can if the Labour Party is in chaos. Yes. Pat Matton, thank you so much for the super chat, saying Sajid Javid was prepared to throw almost 90,000 NHS staff under the bus over you know what, not so long ago. That is a good reminder. Thank you so much for telling us that, Sajid Javid, until about a year ago, less than that, he was about to force NHS staff to be jabbed, and if they didn't, then they would lose their jobs. And no, of course, he made a U-turn last minute. So don't trust that man either. Beat Tucker videos, thank you so much for the super chat, saying, my Tousi for Prime Minister, supported by Steve Baker, Richard Tice, and the ghost of Thatcher and Reagan. Oh, that will be a glorious government, I can assure you. That will be glorious. Jimbo says, build back worser. Worser. Love that. Let's see what else we have. Yes, we have White Knight again saying the government is your enemy, not your friend. If you haven't learned that by now, you never will. Christopher Powell says that Mickey Mouse is the Prime Minister as we speak. That reminds me, Mickey Mouse is going to be cancelled by Disney within the next, I think, upcoming months. They've expired their license. Why are we talking about Disney? Okay, let's not discuss Disney. We have more people potentially going. We haven't heard from Nadine Dorries, so I'm not believing that update that Nadine Dorries has resigned yet. Stuart, thank you so much, Stuart, saying, can you still buy a beer for this? If so, have one. Oh my god, I need beer. I'm tempted to go get beer. Where is beer? Do I have beer in the fridge? don't know what I have actually. I just finished my bottle of healthy water, but that was it. That's all I have. So yeah, just a quick reminder for those of you who just joined, just in case. And we had the chaotic evening. Initially, we had the Prime Minister going around the tea rooms in Parliament to schmooze the MPs. He failed to do that, and then we had a couple of rumours, Will Quince and Mon-Fri, who are about to resign, but apparently they're not resigning yet because they've lost the spotlight to Sajid Javid, who's resigned, as well as his other colleague, Rishi Sunak, who's also resigned. And now the latest that we have is Andrew Morrison, who's also now resigned. A third resignation from this government tonight. Let's go to this picture for a while, instead of having those weird faces on the screen. Now, I'm going to double check before I come back to the live chat, get you guys involved. This is why people love this channel. We are getting everybody involved because we don't want to just completely give you the same lines as the mainstream media. It makes no sense. And a bit of interaction will help because I don't want to just keep talking to myself. That's why I want to get you guys involved in the conversation as well. Let's see if there's any ridiculous comments I could... There we go. Shani says, deport all the illegals and Lord Frost for Prime Minister, make England great again. Fair enough. I do not oppose this plan. Free Spirit says, Keir's time will come when he's going to eat those gloating remarks. That's the beauty. A lot of people have been saying that they need to get rid of Boris Johnson before Starmer resigns, because if Starmer resigns first, it will look bad for Boris Johnson, for the Tories in general. Fat Tony says, is Lord Frost the only person with traditional British Conservative beliefs who could challenge Boris? Who could challenge Boris? That's a key point, because Jacob Rees-Mogg is part of the team Boris. He's not going to challenge Boris Johnson. And Lord Frost wants to challenge Boris Johnson, but he has to become an MP first. And that is a bit of a problem because while Boris Johnson is Prime Minister, party leader, he could block Lord Frost from becoming a candidate. So this is the issue. Let's see what else we have. Trying to double check all the updates. There's not much from Nadine Dorries or the supporters. There we go. So yeah, but it's still Priti Patel keeps saying she's not resigning yet. The key word is yes. A government source just said 2 words. It's over. That's it. A government source is telling us it's over. So I'm guessing this is it. This could be the end, or the beginning of the end. The party is truly over. We are waiting for the list from the others as well, because you know what's quite interesting? There is a very, very quiet atmosphere from the rest of the Tory MPs, the rebels, the backbenchers. They're all very quiet. They're just sitting there watching, waiting and watching. Can somebody do me a favor and check the latest viewership from the live streams on Talk and GB News? I'm going to see how we're doing right now. And also, don't forget to click on the like button as well to hopefully share this video, recommend this video to everybody else on YouTube. Let's go to the live chat again, see what you guys are thinking. We have Hunkler the Clown saying, down with the globalists. It is time to turn the tide, and there are only a handful of people, including Lord Frost, who are willing to fight against this tide. We got Taniel Hull saying England. There are a lot of people who are just sick and tired of the SNP narrative that they're just completely going with Team England. Let's see what we actually have. Again, there's a lot of comments about the SNP stuff. We do actually have a breaking news. I was going to be doing a video after this on what's going on in Scotland. Deadwood get shut. Let the English vote in the Scottish referendum. Basically, the update that we have is that Nicola Sturgeon is losing her chance to have a Scottish referendum. I'm going to do a proper video on it tomorrow, actually, because I think it'll be late for later tonight. I'll do it tomorrow. But the Scottish government legislation for an independence referendum is not within the Scottish government, Scottish Parliament's powers. This is according to the legal advice for Nicola Sturgeon. So that referendum that she was obsessed with might not actually happen, after all. Spirit Born, thank you so much for your generous super chat saying, you say full reform of the NHS would take decades, then we need an Elon Musk character to sort out the mess. Yes, if you want it done within 10 minutes, get Elon Musk. Sell the NHS to Elon Musk and we could sort it out easy. It is a good point though, because the reason we say it takes decades is because it's done by the establishment. Politicians are completely incompetent. All right, so we have a statement from Lord David Frost. Who is ready to hear from Lord David Frost? David Frost says, Rishi Sunak and Sajid Javid have done the right thing this evening. That's a comment from Lord Frost. It gives me no pleasure to say it, and I had hoped that events might have taken a different course, but I'm afraid the developments of the last week show that there is no chance of the Prime Minister either putting in place the necessary change of approach to running a government or establishing a new policy direction. Boris Johnson has huge achievements to his credit. He has place in history for delivering Brexit and much more, but it is now time to look forward. Accordingly, with sadness, I believe the interests of the country, our newfound self-government, and the Conservative Party would be best served by new leadership and a new Prime Minister. I will have more to say in my Telegraph column tomorrow. So we are hearing some exciting stuff from Lord Frost that he believes that it will be that the interest of the government and the country and the party will be best served under a new leadership and a new Prime Minister, and he will have more to say tomorrow in the Telegraph. This is absolutely astonishing what's going on right now tonight in Westminster. And if Lord Frost actually does make the move, then it will be chaotic. There we go. So, Nadine Dorries just confirmed. I knew it was not going to be real. Nadine Dorries says, I am not sure anyone actually doubted this. However, I am 100% behind Boris Johnson, the Prime Minister, who consistently gets all the big decisions right. Oh, Nadine is drunk again. The Prime Minister who consistently gets all the big decisions right. Nadine, are you okay? It's not accurate. He hasn't gotten the big decisions right. Maybe a couple of them at the beginning of his premiership. But seriously? Okay. So let's stay balanced, guys. Let's stay balanced. Let's see what you guys have to say. Let me know what you think of what Lord Frost said, but also what Nadine Dorries just said. Because I'm not convinced. We have here we go. Billy No Mates saying Night of the Long Knives. It is actually. Chris Smith says Hancock's coming back to save us. Imagine if Matt Hancock actually does come back. That will be the end of the world as we know it. We have a comment from Focus Forward saying Boris going is the worst news for the SNP vote. That is a good point, actually. If they lose more support as well, they can't keep using Boris as a scapegoat and the English. They keep blaming everything on the English, the SNP minions anyway. I want to see if we have a statement from Nadim Zahawi or anybody. Fascinatingly enough, Boris Johnson and Number 10 are extremely quiet. Nadim Zahawi is still kind of silent, gone radio silent, even with his own team. Yeah, we haven't fully... If anyone's received the full-on confirmation of Nadim Zahawi saying that he's 100% back in the PM, let me know. Because he has said he's not resigning yet, but he hasn't... Has he said that he's 100% behind the PM or not? We're trying to figure out that issue. It is bad timing, isn't it? All this is just bad timing. We have the cost of living crisis, the borders are open, and everybody's in crisis. And right now, everyone's grumpy. And then the Westminster bubble are busy fighting against each other. And you wonder why. People have no faith in the political system. And not just that, having said all this, where is the actual power? Is it the government? Is it the cabinet? Or is it the corporations and people at the top of the globalist institutions, from the European Union to the WF, the WHO, and all the others? So, don't really know exactly. So, apparently, GB News are just dropping below 3,000 viewers. So, we're still about 4,000. So, go team. We are the media. And Mark says, Maya, do you think the government know that the majority of people don't want the socialist justice warriors or World Economic Forum policies in any way in this country? It really depends. And you know the sad thing is, Mark? Some of these policies, people want them, people think they want them because they repackage them behind the idea of compassion and equality and fairness, and then they sell it to you. So all these so-called SJW/WF policies that we don't like, sometimes they feed it to us differently and we eat them. Nationalizing industries is their idea. And sometimes some people, and probably even right now watching this channel, have been fed so much over the last 3 decades and the failures of some businesses running these industries and say, yeah, we should go with that policy. And then they open the door, they open the package, and then realize, oh, it was their idea. And it's their policies. So it's quite tricky, really. People don't really want them, but they accidentally sometimes been fed in a different repackaged form of these policies. Free Spirit, thank you so much for the super chat, saying thanks for being the best political commentator we've got. Thank you so much for being the best viewers and subscribers that we've got in the world, not just in this country. Oh, we have Dave on Toast. Oh, actually, I need to put Dave on the screen because I love that name. Dave on Toast running. Loving the stream. Long live the new news media. Thank you so much. The new media is here to win. We are here to win thanks to you guys, with the support of you guys. We have saying that Conservatives haven't conserved anything for the last 70 years. The last time they did that was a few decades ago when because the British Conservative Party, its role is to conserve the values of old English liberal values, the classical liberal values of the 19th century. That's the idea. And because conservatism in each country is different, it's always conserving different things. For example, in Afghanistan, conservatives conserving Taliban, the Taliban values. But in this country, we're supposed to be conserving and fighting for the old English liberal values that gave us everything that we have. Yet, they turned out to be light socialists, the modern Tory party. And this is the irony and the sadness about the state of our politics. Nothing says, who came up with this idea? To name an account nothing. I love that. And nothing says, what we need is contracts of employment for all candidates and MPs before an election. If they refuse to sign, they are told that they will lose our vote, and we give them to the Reform Party. And people have a lot of new ideas, and there are so many new ideas in terms of the electoral reform as well. Not just in terms of voting, but in terms of the role of an MP. We still don't really know if officially if it's supposed to be a full-time role or a part-time role, because some MPs treat it as a full-time role and some as a part-time role. And that's why we have all these scandals with lobbying scandals and everything else. Communist Lockdown Censorship says, thank you so much for the super chat, saying, can you sell the NHS if it's already worthless? Yeah, who wants to buy the NHS? Do you remember when Trump was president and then the left were having a meltdown saying that, what's going on here? The left were having a meltdown saying that we don't really want the NHS to be sold to Trump. Why would Trump want to buy the NHS? Makes no sense. I need to fix this chaos, by the way, guys. Sorry about this. I don't know why. I've ruined the live stream. There we go. I found it. There we go. Fix it. This is a super chat from Jordan Hall. Apologies. Literally, tonight it's just me doing everything myself on the channel. I'm the producer and the host and the researcher. So if you've seen a bit of a mess right now in the live stream, it's my fault because I can't really do everything at the same time. And it's this morning, this is such a mess. So I'm literally trying to keep up with all the updates, but at the same time talk to you guys live as well. So apologies. I'm just going to read it here. Jordan, a super chat, massive £20 super chat. Thank you so much, Jordan, for your support, saying blaming Boris for others' actions is wrong, including moaning about Partygate when others and NHS staff did the same. With that being said, we need a real conservative leader, low tax, small conservative. Boris isn't the man for this. I agree. The whole of the establishment also broke the rules. They were all also complete hypocrites. But there's one thing that's still on Boris Johnson as Prime Minister. You know what that is? Even if there was Downing Street staff breaking the rules more than the Prime Minister, he was still the boss. He was still their manager. And he had a moral responsibility to actually do something about it. That is the key point. I'm literally struggling with this right now. What's going on with this? All right, let's make it a bit bigger. Might help the art. There we go. Is this helping? No, it's making it smaller. We're not doing well with the live. There we go. I think we're getting there. I'm struggling. So let's not get distracted. I'm gonna fix this later on. Don't worry. Elaine says, great real news channel, loving it. If it wasn't this technical mess right now, I would be more proud. But right now I'm making a mess on the channel. I just pressed the wrong button. But okay, so let me just quickly check to see what's going on. We have Billy Nomad saying Enoch Powell for Prime Minister. Imagine. Let's see if we have actually anything worthwhile. The Tory Vice Chair has just resigned. Wow. Okay, we have another resignation, guys. Let's go get the confirmation for you guys. We have another last minute resignation from the government. It's Bim Afolami, who has resigned from the government as the Tory party's vice chairman. This is now confirmed by Kate McCann as well. So initially it was one of my sources, but Kate McCann has also confirmed this on Twitter. This is now the fourth resignation, I believe. There we go. We have Bim Afolami, who was, and to be fair, he was a little bit of a shining, like rising star inside the Tory party itself. He's still young, he's still relatively new, but he's quite good, he's very smart. And he was the vice chair of the Tory party and he's just resigned. So that's another resignation has happened, but not many people know obviously who he is because he's still relatively new and young. But his role is important. It doesn't matter if the public knows who he is. The Tory members know who he is, and this matters. Apparently, he resigned live on Talk TV minutes ago. Wow. So, Chris, super chat. Thank you so much. Saying, who would be your choice as Prime Minister? I really don't have one because I have no faith in any of them. If you put a gun to my head, I want Lord Frost, but Lord Frost is not an MP yet. Yeah, my only choice is Lord David Frost, but I don't really. I'm not gonna be on any team. I'm just gonna be remain balanced and objective. I'm not gonna be impartial. I will be leaning towards someone eventually, but in reality, it's not going to be feasible for me to actually pick someone because I don't like any of them. Same applies to the other side as well, the Labour Party. Steve Barclay, the Cabinet Office chief, and he's also the chief of staff of Prime Minister, has confirmed that he is resigning. So he is staying. He's not resigning. Yes, Steve Barclay is staying in government and back in the Prime Minister. We are also might be hearing from Durham Police. Wow. Durham Police could be giving out the fine to Keir Starmer tomorrow. Yep, yeah, we don't know yet completely, but that could be highly likely. Stuart, thank you so much. Saying, take a rest, Maya. You're working too hard tonight. I know. I'm working so. I'm pressing the wrong buttons. As I said, if you just guys just joined the live stream late tonight, I'm doing everything tonight myself. I'm the producer, the presenter, and the researcher. I'm trying to figure out what's going on. So I accidentally clicked on the wrong button, and no one's here to help me. I clicked on the wrong button, and I'll show you. If I put on a live chat, this is what it looks like. I don't think it should be like this. I am such a technophobe. You have no idea. I'm trying to see if I can fix this. It makes no sense why I can't fix this. Oh, what's going on? There's absolutely no hope for my Tousi tonight. This channel is going down. This is the end of the world as we know it. Why is this not? Seriously. This is so bad. So bad. I'm going to get rid of it. Okay, we have no hope. I'm just going to read the comments. Unfortunately, I can't put them on the screen. Let's just quickly check the live chat. Anna says, just breathe, Maya. I'm trying, guys. I'm trying. There's so much to do. I'm waiting to get more text messages from some MPs. I'm trying to figure out what's going on in the live chat as well. But yes, Bim Afolomi has said that he has no confidence in the Prime Minister. Absolutely fascinating what's going on tonight. So we have a super chat from Jordan Hall again. Let me just go find it. Thank you so much, Jordan, for your support. It's a big super chat. Wow. Jordan Hall says, who would actually replace Boris though? Tory party will be the boring party, like the Labour Party. The party needs to think long and hard and there is no firebrand. Let's hope it's no one like Lee Anderson. So Jordan doesn't like Lee Anderson. It is a good point. I mean, any of these people that right now they're on the list of being potentially the next Prime Minister, are they actually entertaining enough? And I know I'm not talking about being entertaining like a clown, but genuinely, are they going to be able to get the support of the British public? I'm not really confident. Anyone from even Penny Mordaunt, she might be smart, she might be a statesman, but we haven't really seen her obviously in action, even as a candidate. But in reality, can she actually convince the public to support the Tory party? What's going on? Oh no, Scott Phillips said you can't show a picture and text at the same time. No, that's not the problem, Scott. It's me. I've messed up the live chats. I need to basically. I've got rid of the picture, but it's still happening. I need producers. Send someone. Send help. Yeah, I'm gonna stop trying to fix this. It doesn't really help. I'm just gonna do one more attempt. Stay with me. Stay with me. It's gonna be chaotic. There we go. This might help, guys. I think we're doing it. I think we're doing it. Oh, we've done it, guys. Genius. We're back. We're back. Let's celebrate. Oh, thank God. So, Scott, thank you. You actually triggered me to help fix it last minute. Oh, brilliant. We're back now for the next few minutes. Woohoo! Stuart, the Brit, thank you so much again for the support, saying let's all vote for Lord Meyer for all the work he has done these years. Oh my God. Stop it. Stop it. Absolutely disgusting. Thank you so much, Stuart. We've done it. Let's see what else we have in the live chat. Also, I want to see your reactions to me fixing it. There we go. Scott says, yay. Andrew says, set Rishi on. He needs work. And there are people trying to... There we go. People saying, well done. I fixed it. We've done it. And... okay, so Michael says, this is actually a good point. What do you mean entertaining enough? It's not in the description, job, or the title. That's why I have to clarify. When I said someone to be entertaining enough, it didn't mean to be fun as a party leader or prime minister. It simply means to be charismatic enough to be able to deliver the message properly to the public. You don't even have to be funny. You could be a very serious person. Margaret Thatcher did it, right? In reality, you have to be able to convince the public. You have to be able to be passionate, to show vision and passion and fire. We need that fire, and we don't really have that. Do you remember Tony Blair in 97? Now we hate him. But look at the candidate Blair in 97. That was powerful. Whether you like it or not, that was powerful. That's what we need. We need fire, passion, and also proper competence. Legwork. Thank you so much for the super chat saying, becoming Tory leader is like being promoted to the Titanic and being expected to complete the journey. I love that. I do love some of the comments we get tonight. Absolutely beautiful. Great. Yeah, Jane Burke is supporting my saving attempt to actually fix the live stream. Okay, we have someone disagree with me. Good, let's see. Douglas Todd says, Maya, I have to disagree. Jacob Rees-Mogg for Prime Minister. Frost helped Boris to arrange the illegal TCA after the Article 50 expired. Remain at heart, but changing to Brexit here. We can't give full credit to Frost, but we can also criticize Frost for the negotiations. He was a negotiator. He simply went to Brussels to convey the message from number 10 Downing Street. He did not come up with the ideas himself. So the problems are not his fault. The good stuff is also not down to him. Let's be objective. He was just a very good communicator. And that's what we need, actually. He was a good negotiator. But the lines came from Boris Johnson. It wasn't him. Emma Fletcher, thank you so much for the super chat. Emma says, hi, hun. I watch you every day. Mainstream news is no longer watchable. You're doing a fantastic job. Thank you, Emma. Thank you so much. I am about to cry. Stop it. Stop being nice, guys. I thought it was going to be like a 10-minute live stream, but it seems like I'm going to do an all-nighter. I need beer. Somebody get me beer. I'm so thirsty. But I'm waiting. I think we're going to hear more from some more names. In case you don't know, Bim Afolami has also resigned, I believe, the 4th resignation. He was the vice chair of the Tory party. Chaotic night for Boris Johnson and his team. We have Kevin, thank you so much, saying, thanks for the Real Views news. Oh, I like that. Real Views news. Very, very thankful for your support. Right. You guys are going crazy tonight. Let me see. We have Bim resigned. We have, of course, Morrison, who's also resigned. And we got these two Muppets, Rishi Sunak and Sajid Javid, who've now resigned and probably going to cinema tonight together. Andy says WEF puppets. They are, to be fair, they are the supporters of WEF, so you can't really, it's not slander, is it? Stephen says, oh wow, first time I caught you live. Actually, to be fair, we are going to be doing more live regularly. Mondays, 8 p.m, we have Tea Time with Tousi. That's a whole different show. It's similar, by the way, but it's less breaking newsy. But we're going to do more breaking news live streams. Tomorrow, might be doing a Prime Minister's Question reaction. 12 p.m. tomorrow, we've got Prime Minister's Questions, which is fascinating because we don't know who's going to be the Prime Minister or the opposition leader. We might have empty benches on both sides. Emma Fletcher says, beer is more important. Absolutely, I agree. Let's see what we have. Lacey Butcher tried to come get me beer, actually. But we've just realized we don't have any beer at home. I finished all the beer. So thank you so much, Lacey, for trying to help. But maybe if you want to order some beer, that would be lovely. You know where I live. No, so yeah, Lacey, if you could do that, that'd be amazing. Now let's go back to the live chat. We have Carlos saying Penny as Prime Minister and Lord Frost also to drive treble efforts on Brexit and bring in a crack independent team and clear out the civil. Yes, civil service is the main obstacle, guys. We keep talking about politicians. That's not the main problem. We have the actual swamp of the establishment in Whitehall. We have to talk about that rather than just the politicians. Ian, thank you again for the super chat. Ian saying, where is Michael Gove? Lurking like Lord Voldemort? Yeah, where is Michael Gove? Actually, let me just quickly text around. I need to text some of my people, see what's going on with Michael Gove. That is going on. Yeah, where is Michael Gove? We call. Let's see what. Oh, where is the comment gone? There we go. Joe Bird. Joe says we call the politicians in Northern Ireland. They're the Muppets. They are the Muppets, to be fair. Mark says that Biden and Boris are both useless. Relax Library says Maya Beergate. This is what the live streams turn into now. Remainer mutiny. I mean, we have a lot of issues right now inside the establishment, from the Ramonas to the civil service. Focus Forward says, yes, the civil service need P45. They all need to resign. JC says, all MPs should disclose young global leaders' affiliation. Yes, actually, this I agree with. We need to be more transparent. In case you don't know, the World Economic Forum have this group called the Young Global Leaders. So the rising stars in politics and business and communities around the world, like Justin Trudeau and all these guys, they are part of the Young Global Leaders. But they are a cult. Of course they're a cult. They've created a situation for globalism to accelerate, and they don't really know exactly who's behind it. We need to know who is behind these ideas. If you're transparent, then people can choose if they're going to support WF or not. That's why we don't like it. Go is probably on sesh somewhere. Caroline says, love you, Maya. Love to you, Maya. Love to all from Glasgow. Thank you so much, Caroline. Thank you for all the support. But I do like the idea of what Ryan said there. Gove probably being somewhere on a sesh somewhere. Fascinating. So, Gove is on the gear. Oh, wow. But someone said, MCT said he's on the train. Not. We don't really know exactly what's going on inside number 10. Who's going to be the next Chancellor? If Boris Johnson hypothetically stays somehow, which is highly unlikely, then we want to know who's going to be the next Chancellor. Standing Bear says the young global leaders are the problem. Yeah, because these people, they just coordinate all the ideas on a globalist level. And it's not some sort of conspiracy. It's not like some sort of lizards behind closed doors. It's very public. And it's not really... from their perspective, it's not sinister, by the way. They think they are in the right. They genuinely do. But their politics is just completely control freak and idiotic. Okay, we usually just have Guido Fawkes on Twitter saying, who should be the next Chancellor? Let me see. There are options. Steve Baker so far has got 100% of the votes. Where's the camera? 100% of the votes. Steve Baker, Jacob Rees-Mogg, Simon Clarke, or Grant Shapps. Let me know who you want to be the next Chancellor. I think I want Steve Baker to be Chancellor. That would be amazing. So we have David Gork, the former Tory MP, getting overexcited over tonight's chaos, saying you can go a few weeks without a co-chair of the Conservative Party, but you can't go without a Chancellor for more than a few hours. Nobody asked you, Gork. Okay, so the Scottish Secretary, Alistair Jack, is back in the Prime Minister, saying, I fully support the Prime Minister. I am sorry to see good colleagues resign, but we have a big job of work to do. That's what we are getting on with. Oh, so boring. Oh, God, so boring. It's just like blind loyalty. I'm scared to make this small. There we go, I've done it. William says that Maya, Gove is probably high on DMT, suffering from depression of having to read thousands of pages daily of the new work that's been dumped on his work on his desk. He does actually have to deal with a lot of stuff on a daily basis. I do not want to have that job. Ian is back. Super chat, thank you. Boris Johnson to open a bike repair shop. That would be funny. Let's see. Okay, there's a lot of beer emojis. I can confirm, by the way, I have good news. Breaking news. that Lacey Butcher has gotten me beer. The beer is arriving. I can have beer soon. If you're worried about my well-being. Kelvin, thank you again for the super chat saying breaking news. Rishi Sunak and Javid off to gentleman units. I thought it was a genuine breaking news, guys. Come on. I can't believe I fell for that. Steve Barclay is being tipped to become the next Chancellor. What do you think? Steve Barclay, by the way, not Steve Baker. Steve Barclay. He was, for a short period of time, in the Treasury. I believe under Sajid Javid, if I'm not wrong. He has tiny bit of experience, but not really properly. So we'll see how that goes there. Stuart, thank you so much, Stuart, saying I'm going now. Well, thanks, Maya. Good for you. We are thankful. Thank you so much. Anasty saying Lacey is a star for getting me a beer. Thanks. Yes, absolutely. What do we have? Carlos saying breaking news. Carrie to step in as temporary Prime Minister and baby Wilfred announced as Chancellor. I think that would do a better job. Wilfred would do a better job. 4 resigned. And what's that? 600 odd to go. Yeah, there's a few more to go, to be fair. What do we have? Over 3,300 people still watching our live stream. Click on the like button as well. What's the update on GB News and Talk TV, guys? Are we still beating the numbers? Because all night, throughout the night, we have been beating both GB News and Talk TV on this live stream. We have Cold Breeze saying more WEF puppets. We have Greg sending me some beer. Thank you so much, Greg, for the beer. We have Patricia saying Hollywood celebrities are also members of the World Economic Forum as well. Yes, absolutely. Only those who obey, by the way. And White Knight saying forget Labour, forget Conservative. You need to start voting for alternative parties and get rid of the snakes. As I said earlier, just now, the issue is not really just the political class. The establishment is in chaos, from the civil service on Whitehall to our institutions, our schools, our hospitals. You need to change this. You can't just change the figure and the leader if that leader is not going to be brave enough to make radical reforms. We have confirmation that Triz Coffey, the Secretary of State for Work and Pensions, is not resigning. So she is staying with Boris Johnson. So I think this is basically the battle of the clash of tribes. Oh dear. So, where is that comment? There we go, Julia. Yeah, GB News right now are on 3,500. We are on 3,300. Come on, guys. Let's share this stream. We are 200 behind. We've been beating them all night. Now they're above us. Let's do it. It depends, by the way, who's doing it. Of course, it's Nigel's show. Nigel Farage is doing a show. Of course, it's going to get a lot of views. Let me just see, actually, quickly. What's going on? I'm gonna get Peter Barnes, the political editor of the channel, to join us as well to get his perspective. So stay with me while I wait for my beer and wait for more resignations. Lacey Butcher has suggested to get Peter Barnes to join the live stream to see what he's been hearing on the ground from the Westminster Grapevine. Okay. All right, what do we have? I missed one of the super chats. Sorry, guys. Let me just quickly. There we go. C2K. Thank you. Same. Biden called Boris Johnson to congratulate himself. Congratulate him on Prime Minister. Yeah. Biden just woke up and he just thinks that it's the 2019 all over again. Greg, thank you so much for another super chat. We have 6079 Smith Winston saying Nigel Farage, the guy who resigned from politics. He's now the media guy, obviously. What do we have here? Anna says, get me on as well. We're not getting everybody on tonight. Martin Smith says, Lee Anderson for Prime Minister. Tonight we had people who were pro Lee Anderson and we had people who were anti Lee Anderson. Okay, what is going on? It's almost 8 p.m. I'm waiting for my beer. And we have another resignation. Oh dear. Okay, get ready. We have 2 resignations. Oh wow. Jonathan Gollis has resigned as a junior, as PPS. And Saki Bhatti has also resigned. Okay, we have so many resignations. I'm going to put the faces on for you guys on the screen as we go. I'm my own producer tonight. It's chaotic. There we go. That says Saqib. No, that's not it. There we go. I can't spell names. What's going on? Okay, Bhatti. That's one resignation. Who was... again, these are not fully well-known names. I will read the statement as well to you guys there, so you know exactly what's going on. This is Mr. Bhatti, who's just resigned from government. That's him, who was a PPS. And I'm just going to quickly read his statement for you guys. The Conservative and Unionist Party has always been the party of integrity and honor, but the events of the past few months have undermined the trust and standards in public life. I have been grappling with these issues for some time, and my conscience will not allow me to continue to support this administration. It is for this reason that I must tender my resignation. I will continue to work hard for my constituents to ensure that they are provided with the best opportunities in life. So another resignation. We have also Jonathan Gollis. There we go. Let's see what he has to say. Who's also resigned. How many do we have now? I think we have 6. Can someone confirm how many resignations we've had? I'm just don't know what's going on. Christopher Powell says Boris is sabotaging your channel, Maya. I can't keep up with everything. What's going on? Where is the... There we go. This is Jonathan Gollis. He's a good guy. I know him quite well. He's quite sound. He has resigned. I need to get his statement so I could read it to you guys as well. Jonathan Gollis. There we go. Ready? There we go. This is Jonathan. Oh, that's a big face. There we go. Let's make him smaller. That makes more sense. So this is Jonathan Gollis, who's also resigned from government tonight. I know these are not completely well-known faces, but they are important names in Westminster as well. His statement is, what do we have? Letter of resignation. With a heavy heart, tonight I have resigned as a parliamentary private secretary to the Secretary of State for Northern Ireland. Short and sweet, but we'll read his full statement shortly as well. I'm just getting Peter Barnes to come on the channel for you guys to do. Let's see what's going on. There we go. Barnes is now coming on the channel. Let me just quickly get his reaction. So in case you don't know, if you're new to the channel, Peter Barnes is our political editor, and he is on the ground in the Westminster bubble. Where is he? Come on. Call whatever. There we go. So we are just waiting for that. This is chaotic. I'm just literally doing everything. I'm research, producer, and presenter at the same time. And we have I'm gonna wait for the complete full statement from Jonathan Gollis as well. I'm gonna quickly go on his account on his Facebook. He will be there. But we have, as I said, we have Saki Bhatti, who's just resigned. We had Jonathan Gollis, who has resigned. We've had Bim Afolami, who's resigned. We had Mr. Morrison, Andrew Morrison, who's resigned. And we've had the twins, the Muppet twins, Rishi Sunak and Sajid Javid, who have also resigned. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 resignations, if I am not wrong. Okay, I missed a couple of super chats while we wait for Peter Barnes to join us on the live stream, and I'll wait for my beer. I'm still waiting for that, don't worry. Let's quickly go. I know there's a lot of comments. Sorry, guys. Feel free, if you have a very important point, just copy and paste it again if you have a very important question, because I can't scroll back up. There is a couple of super chats I have missed. Don't worry, I'm going to quickly go up and find them. Where are they? This is chaotic. Here we go. So we have Tris saying, thank you so much, Tris, by the way, saying the Tories and Democrats both have one thing in common. They have abandoned the working class while in power. Well, the Democrats, definitely. The Labour Party have also betrayed. And there we go. We have Alan Berry. Thank you so much for £5 super chat. Is there another one? I believe there was another one while we wait for Peter Barnes. And more resignations. There we go. Yes, it was Greg. Yeah, we did, Greg. Thank you so much again for the support. All right, so I think I'm up to date. I'm just gonna go. We have a lot of people who are angry. Gary says down, Boris down, and Sue says they need Lord Frost. Marion says Biden should be watching this. He's next one out. Imagine that would be absolutely amazing news if Biden goes. The midterm elections in America will be absolutely chaotic for him. So we have, okay, this is the list basically, yeah. Rishi Sunak, Sajid Javid, Bim Afalami, Jonathan Gollis, Saqib Bhatti, and Andrew Morrison. And there we go. We have Peter Barnes. Let's say hello to the political editor of the channel. Where are we? Okay, there we go. Let's go to Peter Barnes now. There we go. You're coming on the channel. 1 second. I'm waiting for the screen to come up. 1 second. How is your... Well, you're not on yet. Hang on.
Oh my god.
Hang on. Give it a second. Why is it... The internet is absolutely chaotic tonight, by the way. So we're waiting to go on the second screen.
Oh.
While we wait for that, there's another live chat, super chat. Why is it not coming up? Where is Peter Barnes? Who is Peter Barnes? Why is Peter Barnes? Okay, so hello, Peter Barnes, our political editor. Might be a bit of a delay.
Hi everybody. Hi. How are you all doing today?
So, what is happening? What are you hearing, and what are your thoughts so far? Because earlier on we were talking on the channel, and they were saying that the ideal situation is actually, to be fair, if there's going to be any resignations from leadership, do it before Starmer, because if Starmer goes first, it's just a bad look. But now, they were saying that he might call a snap election earlier, but clearly that's not happening now. What do you think?
Yeah, to be honest, I always thought a snap election was a little bit of a far-fetched idea in the first place. But no, like I have to admit, this has kind of come not like unexpected, but the way that it's come so fast, and how it's kind of snowballed is quite surprising. I have to admit. Like this afternoon, I've been talking with a few journalists and things, and that we were all saying, look, there's a lot of ifs, ands, and buts to go with, you know, kind of getting rid of Boris through the 22 committee. Yeah. That's all gone out the window now. You know, I think it's realistic now that tomorrow in the elections at the 22 committee that they're going to have mainly rebels. They're going to force a vote of no confidence, and either Boris goes now of his own accord, or is kicked out probably by the end of next week.
Wow,
realistically, because what a lot of people expect to happen is they'll take control of the 22 committee. They'll vote to change the rules. It'll pass unanimously, more than likely. Yeah. Then they'll vote. Then they'll force a vote of no confidence. Yeah. And then they'll already have a stack of people waiting to put the letters of no confidence in, so then they can have the vote either Friday or maybe Monday if they want to give the PM a little bit of a respite. Wow. But realistically, I think this is going to happen very quickly. From what I'm understanding from people I know in Downing Street, it's somber. A lot of people have been sent home. There's not a lot of action going on. They're just not really saying anything. Though I have to admit, Boris came out and apparently in front of a group of 80 MPs who he's supporting, apparently saying that, oh, now Rishi's gone, we can get some real tax cuts going. And I was just like, talk about being tone deaf. But
he's resigning, Rishi.
I know, yeah. Like there is somewhat of a kind of blame game going on, but I think that will be nipped in the bud quite quickly. Well, I hope it is. But yeah, this is. I think the end of Boris Johnson is really looking like it's coming. I thought he would probably last a couple of months longer, but this Chris Pincher story is really just snowballed, and it's really kind of just got away from them by the looks of it.
So we did hear that he was schmoozing the Tory MPs earlier in the tea room. So you've heard more details later about 80 MPs or something.
Yeah.
What did you know? What was their vibe? What was their reaction?
Yeah, I think this is the thing. We probably read the same thing about him schmoozing the tea rooms, because who wrote that particular tweet is perfectly right. Boris was never one to schmooze. Yeah. You know, he was the one to be seen in the tea rooms and what's known as doing the tea room rounds. Yeah. So when that happened, I was like, oh, hello, something's happening here. Yeah. Like something really is happening. It's not just cheap, idle gossip, which I did suspect a lot of this might have been. Yeah. But Yeah, it is interesting, really, how this is kind of all come so quick. I don't believe it's that orchestrated. Actually, it's a little bit higgledy-piggledy. Like
Maybe
there's a lot of
maybe just
people-
a Sajid and Rishi one because it was like at the same time. But
yeah,
but
I
that's
think
it.
those two working together. But I think everybody else has really just been sat waiting for a cabinet secretary to go.
Yeah, yeah.
I really get that feeling that they've just been sat waiting for somebody to say, I'll go.
Yeah.
And then everybody else
And
has
yeah,
followed suit.
probably, yeah.
So they needed the kind of political cover,
Yeah.
as it were, to
I'm guessing Rishi
then actually make a move.
any coordination was probably Rishi and Sajid saying that, well, the people are waiting for one of the senior people to go, me or you. It's probably best if we just do it at the same time because it was basically at the same time. So I have confirmation, guys. We have my beer. I've been waiting for this for ages.
Oh.
Also, I've got a green screen, so this beer is. So thank you so much, Lacey Butcher, for getting the.
Oh, hi, Lacey.
Lacey in the background. So we got the beer. Hopefully, you guys are also having something tonight.
Yeah, trust me, everybody needs a drink tonight.
We have now been live for over 2 hours, and we have consistently been beating GB News and Talk TV until 10 minutes ago. We are 200 viewers below GB News, so we need to get everyone sharing. Share the stream because we've been beating GB and Talk all night.
I'm just going through the chat here.
Yeah.
And this seems to be a common thing a lot of people are saying is, who's next? And I think this is the real question now.
Yeah.
Like for a little while, it's been a lot of kind of, who do you really want? Like that kind of like, but this is now a real question to ask now. And it's going to be, that's going to be a bit of a brutal, a bloody fight. I really do think. And it's one of the reasons I don't really want it to go to the membership.
Yeah, you want coronation, don't you?
I want coronation purely because I think it looks really bad if the Tory party is spending its entire time navel gazing, trying to fix itself, while there's a cost of living crisis on, there's a war in Ukraine, there's inflation, there's all these other things. I just think it hands a narrative over to the Labour Party.
But logically, if the only way the coronation would be accepted is if you sell it as because we're in a crisis, we're in a rush, so it's a interim leader coronation. So we're going to get the mandate from the public in a bit, and then we'll do an election at some point.
I think that's right, saying that, look, we're going to do this now, and then we're going to go to the public in like 6 or 8 months. I was talking on Twitter this afternoon. I actually think an election is likely, probably, I think about October next year. Maybe not October because that's conference season. Maybe like December. End of September, beginning of November.
Yeah. Fine.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Sorry. Let me get the months of the year right. About November. Sorry.
Let me just quickly read a few.
Oh yeah. I saw a couple.
We got some super chats. SHG says, "Who's going to take photos of Partygate from the office balcony now that Rishi is gone?" And we have Stuart Walker saying. Thank you so much, by the way, Stuart, for the support. Saying thank you for documenting history. Jordan Hall, thank you again for the generous super chat. Saying Boris came out swinging, claiming now, then perk on. We can expect tax cuts to be easier. Well, time will tell who was to be blamed.
Going off what Jordan's just said there, and again, that's an amazing donation, but. I think this is one of the things that I think Boris has got really wrong. I think he's read the room wrong.
Yeah.
That what concerned me the most when I read that, I just think that he can actually carry on now.
Yeah.
Is this really the kind of the proper bunker mentality, kind of end of the war situation that he still believes he can win?
Yeah.
And that's concerning, if I'm being brutally honest.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's a very good point, really. I mean, actually, the next super chat is from Lady Sarcastro saying, now that Javid and Sunak have gone, hopefully Boris will have the stones to junk the whole net zero stuff, WF stuff. That is the only way to regain public support. Well, yes, that would have been a situation if it was even last week. But to be fair, the way it's going, it is a bit too late for Boris now because...
Yeah, and also, I think Boris has rather dyed in the wool in this stuff.
Yeah.
I think at the beginning, I thought he was just doing it because it was sensible to have some kind of environmental policy.
I think he's into it.
I think he really believes this stuff.
I know.
And I keep making this point to people. Getting rid of Boris is step one.
Yeah.
It's just step one of a real... uphill battle that we've got to actually turn the Tory party around and make them electable again.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, Boris is a very big step one, but you've still got to have the net zero stuff. You've still got to have the woke stuff. We've still got to get over all of these issues. And I'm not quite sure the Tory party at the minute is in any position to really have that fight with itself.
It is quite tricky. And, if you make the one tiny wrong move, then you're in a bigger mess. Karen just said, for the record, I will not be voting Conservative if Jeremy Hunt is leader. So,
well, luckily, Conservative Home, who do a lot of the kind of internal party polling, have shown that even against Rishi and against Liz, Jeremy Hunt doesn't win.
That's embarrassing, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, and that's embarrassing.
That's bad.
So yeah, I really wouldn't worry that much about Jeremy Hunt. What I would say I would be concerned about is if he gets into a kind of like, I really hate the phrase, but a party grandee position, as though like his influence, and not his position is the factor. That's true. Yeah, that's what I would be more concerned about. Of him not really being the prime minister, but him being back in cabinet and in cabinet in a very senior position. Say something like Home Sec, or even if he goes back to Foreign Sec or something like that. That's what I'd be more concerned about. Him being prime minister, not that concerned. Yeah. Him being back in cabinet, very concerning.
No, that's actually a very good point. I'm just going to quickly give an update to you guys again in case you missed. Wait, hang on, where's the chaos? There we go. So, beginning of the night, we had Sajid Javid resigning. Then minutes later, after that dude, we had Rishi Sunak resigning as Chancellor. Following Rishi Sunak, we then had, obviously these two kind of being confirmed. Then we had Andrew Morrison, who resigned from government. Then we had Bim Afolami resigning as vice chair of the Tory party, as well as Sakib Bhatti. And finally, it was Jonathan Gollis, who also resigned, who was a big Boris backer before. So, and a lot of people were kind of tweeting saying, even Jonathan resigned. So that is quite telling, isn't it?
Oh yeah, 100%. This is the thing. When it's a lot of like the kind of anti-Boris lot started resigning and started tweeting out, I was like, makes sense. Not really that big of a thing. Yeah. But when it's his own people and like they're dropping him pretty quickly and they're doing it on national television, like Bim Afolami did. Yeah. That's a story that tells you a lot, really. I don't notice in the chat that somebody said Ricky G for PM. I presume that's in reference to me.
That Billy, let's put on the screen. But yeah, with Billy saying Ricky Gervais for Prime Minister, that is reference to Peter Barnes. He looks like
one day. Do you know what? I'm going to get plastic surgery just so I don't look like him anymore. I'd shave my beard off, and then you can all be horrified.
That's so good. So we have another. What is it? Is it Super Share or Super Scale? I can't tell. Spotius. There we go. Oh my God, that's I can't. What is that currency? SEK.
I don't know what that is.
I always forget. I know that. Hang on 1 second. It's thank you. Just open a bottle of wine. Love your content.
Cheers.
Thank you. I'm not complaining. Thank you so much. Where's my beer? There we go. By the way, that's Swedish. That's krona.
Oh right, amazing.
That's the currency. They are still not inside the Eurozone. That's good.
I completely agree with Colin there. Penny Mordaunt, I think she's looking more and more like a unifying figure.
I know. I said it. We actually talked about this earlier before you joined. That by default, if this chaos goes this direction of Boris resigns, and then you're going to have the Jeremy Hunt types, and you're going to have maybe even Nadine Zahawi, but that means they're going to split each other's votes, and you're going to have a couple of right wingers. Penny, by default, will be the compromise candidate. She's a Brexiteer. She's female. Yeah. Defense, strong and stable. But she's
also like proper Tory values as well.
Yeah, I mean, she does have the LGBT values. She goes to Pride, but she's also very, very.
Well, her brother's gay as well. So.
Yeah, but she's very much pro massive, strong border policies. Like she would send people back to Iran, even if they're not from Iran.
Somebody there just putting Anna Soubry might return. Oh God! Don't put that out into the universe. Don't put that out into the universe. Yeah. I'm not a big believer in manifesting things, but don't start.
God forbid. Q Boy says Morden supported the lockdowns. She was in government. I mean, if she wasn't going to back the lockdowns, then the whole she would have resigned. It's very tricky to criticize people who remain in government for supporting government policies. Because they were part of the government, and people like I can tell that people like Penny, balance things up, and she was like, well, I can either rebel against this or lose my influence in power in government with defense and everything else that I'm doing with trade.
Yeah.
So she probably thought, it was her, thinking maybe that it's best to not win this battle,
Yeah.
stay in power to do more good. I guess.
Oh, yeah, I would imagine that's probably what she did. But one thing I would say, I know people have their red lines about who they'll support and who they won't. But I think people have to understand lockdown as and when it happened,
Yeah.
not now. Like, even at the beginning, you don't forget the majority of the country was always in favor of lockdown.
Yeah, exactly.
Polling shows it that way. So sometimes I don't really think having an anti-lockdown prime minister at the minute is necessarily the right thing to do.
Also, there is a difference between a politician, someone in government who was not fighting against the main lockdowns. That's one thing compared to someone who was an advocate for vaccine passports or for the extreme policies. She wasn't doing that, which is good. And my red line would be someone who went hardcore with saying we need a fourth lockdown.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with that. Somebody who wanted to keep us in a perpetual lockdown, that kind of person. I would say that's probably where my red line is. I can forgive those who thought lockdown was the right thing to do given everything at the time, and they thought it was the right thing to for the best of intentions. So it's a bit of a judgment call and a bit of a moral decision there. But I would be very careful about where you put your red lines. It's very interesting. Somebody's just put, I can't remember what their name was. I apologize. Oh, sorry, Callum CAFC. Why people are talking about a general election?
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's the third top trending thing on Twitter at the minute. People always want a general election after a prime minister goes.
Yeah,
people don't understand that we don't work like that.
We don't elect prime ministers. Stop having
we don't elect prime ministers. We don't. Jacob Rees-Mogg was just on Sky News. I don't know, maybe some people watching may have seen it, but he absolutely rang rings around Dermot on this particular issue because he kept saying that, two cabinet ministers have gone and the prime minister relies on the support of cabinet. That's not true. The prime minister is in his position because he commands a majority in the House of Commons. And that's the point. So realistically, it is well within everybody's rights to argue that just because these two people have gone, Boris can just carry on, and he's well within his rights.
Yeah.
Now, living in political reality is a very different thing.
That's true.
Sorry, go on.
No. I'm just saying it's true. Yep.
Yeah, I was just saying that. So then, when we talk about that in terms of a general election, it's a completely meaningless statement. But it's just that the people on the left keep thinking that's how elections, that's how our country works, and they don't really understand how our country works.
Yeah.
And it happened when Theresa May resigned. It happened when David Cameron resigned. Like, people just want a general election because they think that, the Tory party's weak so they can get into power. It's opportunism. It's people throwing the constitution and the rule of law out of the window for their own political game. And they should be called out rightfully to do so. It shows that they don't believe in democracy, in my opinion.
Absolutely spot on. Now, going to the important issues, Mary Moore says, Maya, can I name my new dog after you?
Can we see I'd like to see a picture of the dog.
Yeah.
Can you email Maya a picture of the dog?
Do it, actually. Yeah,
and then I really want to know what kind of dog it is.
We have this is a good one, actually. Jill says, what is all this WF globalist stuff? Do we like free market capitalism, or do we think it's an evil global agenda? But that's the point, actually. The whole debate around globalism, the ultra-globalism, is the fact that it's no longer free market capitalism. We are free market capitalists. But the new version is no longer capitalism, it's corporatism. Corporatism is not true free market. When you have big government and big business going hand in hand, it actually restricts the opportunities for smaller businesses, for individuals to actually have prosperity. So if you want to be a proper free market capitalist, then you should actually oppose corporatism. And this is the key point, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%. Like, that's the thing. I'm not an anti-globalist. Most people here probably really aren't.
But you're an internationalist.
You're an internationalist. Probably is a better phrase for it.
It's
I'm
different.
a believer in free trade and fair trade and proper trade. But the problem with institutions like the WEF and all that kind of stuff is that they are stifling the economy. They're stifling it for their own personal ends.
Yeah.
And that's why these organizations are a threat. Now, I don't think they're as big a threat as people make them out to be, but we can always debate that back and forth till we're blue in the face.
But it's still doing damage, yeah.
But it still does a lot of damage to the kind of global capitalist system. It's one of the reasons we have so many economic problems right now. It's because we don't really have capitalism. And I don't think realistically we've ever really had it.
No, not probably. Unless you're talking about way before the.
Way,
Yeah.
and even then there was elements of state control involved in
Yes.
it.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
you know, don't get me wrong, I'm no economist by any stretch of the imagination, but I do agree with this person when they're saying like, "Oh, we believe in this stuff?" And don't get me wrong, I'm a free trader through and through.
Yeah, but that's probably
we have to start calling, but we have to call out the bad actors in the economic system. And
exactly.
For me, I think people are right to call these groups out.
That's why, as I said, we are. It's probably better to use the word internationalist, and we have to kind of reclaim.
That's probably a much better word.
Yeah, because we have to reclaim the cause. Free trade is good, but it's actual free trade rather than these protectionist blocks where tell you what to do, like single market.
Yeah.
And cooperation is absolutely fine, but don't actually be overruled by foreign judges or whatever. That's globalism going too far. Good news, everybody! Great news. We have currently over 4,000 viewers, and GB News are just above 3,000. We're winning!
You've had another tip here from...
Felicide, is it?
Felicide, yes. About, has the Lib Dems said anything? That's a really good point. I haven't heard anything.
Let me have a look at Twitter. What do you think the Lib Dems might do while I check Twitter to see what they're doing?
Yeah, sure. What I think they might do.
Probably
pile on the Prime Minister, say that he's got to go and all the rest of it. But realistically, this is more of an issue for the Tory party. It's not a lot to do with opposition parties.
You think
if I was running their comms,
if
I was actually running their campaigns at the minute, I would say don't say anything.
It's too late, unfortunately.
David's
trying to be funny. He's trying to be funny, saying that a house of cards built on lies and deceit comes crashing down. Go now. You have discredited a great country long enough. What is he doing?
Well, yeah, I know that they'll say those kind of things, but realistically, tomorrow, just don't say anything. The press will tear the Tories apart all on their own.
Exactly.
Yeah, if you don't have to jump on this, you look a bit opportunist.
Yeah.
And that can sometimes work against you because you feed into a narrative that this is orchestrated by them, and you can start to kind of give Boris Johnson a little bit of a way out.
Yeah.
In a way. So if I was them, I would literally just don't say anything.
Yeah, literally.
Say like, we're getting on, we're putting together a platform and a policy agenda to take the country forward, blah, 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 blah. We think Boris needs to go because he's dishonest and all that stuff. And then end of conversation.
This is a question for you, actually, Peter. Your brain. Hendrik says, let's put it on. It's a super chat. Thank you so much, Hendrik. Saying, how likely is it, again, like before, that Boris could just appoint ministers to fill resigned MPs? Because that's what usually they do. That's what they do.
On this, from people I know, on the inside, this has already started to happen. There are already rumors circulating about who's moving and who's coming in and who's going out.
Who's going to say yes?
The rumor is that a guy called Simon Clarke, who is the Chief Secretary of the Treasury, is taking the job at... he's taking Rishi's old job as Chancellor.
Oh, no.
Nadeem Zahawi will probably move to Health. And because he said that he's staying loyal to Boris, he's already announced that on Twitter. So he's staying loyal. So I think he'll move to Health because he's got a background as the vaccines minister.
Yes, yeah.
So that does make quite a bit of sense. Yeah. So they'll find somebody else for education. They'll bring somebody in on that. And then, it's already started. Boris is well within his rights to do it. It surprises me that he's not announced these people yet. I imagine they're finding people very hard to find right now. Like, nobody's picking up their phone is my guess. Because,
sorry, it's 8:22, and it might be, I disagree with a lot of things it says. It is a quite funny joke from Benjamin Butterworth. When Boris Johnson said he would be Prime Minister until 2030, turns out he actually meant the time of the day.
I think both of us knowing Ben, I think we can say that somebody else wrote that.
He stole that joke.
He stole that from someone. He's not that naturally funny.
That's so true, actually. No, that was funny.
But I actually admit that's quite a good joke.
That's quite time of the
but yeah.
But it is,
but that's like I said, listen to Hendrik, this has already started. He's well within his rights to do it.
Yeah.
But I imagine trying to find people to take up what is basically a poison chalice in the minute.
Yeah.
I think you're going to end up with a lot of people where you're going like, who's that?
That's true. It is a good point, though. I mean, it does change a lot of things. But if you were to take a risk to say yes to these jobs, unless you are already loyal or in the cabinet like Zahawi, it's a bit of a risk. Why do you want to be part of a sinking ship? Mitch says, why give the Lib Dems advice? Don't interrupt the enemy. don't give them ideas.
I know, yeah. I think I get told off a lot on this channel for doing that, actually.
Yeah, stop giving them help.
I think there was one time we were talking about the EU, and I was saying, like, oh, if I was the EU, I'd do this, this, and this. And then literally, I think the next day, that's
stop talking. Oh, brilliant. That's quite funny. Okay, so it is this situation. I think we could probably confidently say there are not going to be any more resignations tonight. I don't know. We can't really tell. But it's 8:30 now. It looks like... yeah, so we are hearing that Steve Barclay could replace Sajid Javid now as Health Secretary, apparently.
Oh, well, that means they're going to have to get a new Chief of Staff, because that's Barclay's other job. And I think he's Cabinet Secretary as well, isn't he? So
oh my God, guess who's going to be Chancellor?
Go on.
Liz Truss. Oh no!
Well, don't forget she did used to be Chief Sec of the Treasury. So
I know, but it's a really risky. I think it's again they're throwing the red meat, trying to calm down some of the right wingers. Oh, Liz Truss is Chancellor now, but it's not good because they're burning Liz Truss with him. You know, if she joins, then she has no chance of running for leadership afterwards.
Well, it's kind of true. I'm surprised she's not jumped yet.
Maybe she. What if she doesn't want to? I don't know, Mark. Maybe she wants to do.
I know, yeah. This is a really good point. She's never actually said she wants to. And yet, here we are, always talking about her running as though it's just a foregone conclusion.
Yeah. Well, maybe she wanted to, but maybe she recently changed her mind. I don't know, because we have no confirmation of Liz Truss actually running. So
yeah.
Why are we making up her mind for her? But yeah, it looks like there's not much else in the works.
No, like I said, I think most things will probably go quiet now, I imagine. The steam has come out of the train on this one, I think. We might get quite a few tomorrow morning. Maybe just in time for everybody like watching the news for when they get up.
Yeah.
That wouldn't surprise me. But
well, we are going to be doing.
Yeah, I do. Though to be fair, most when these things kind of happen, it's always up to about the 10 o'clock news. So realistically, you've got about another hour and a half.
Yeah.
And then because the 10 o'clock news is the last main news cycle.
Yeah.
So you might get one, maybe two, but it might be like a Parliament a PPS. Like you won't get any of the big ones now.
Yeah, no, I agree. It is quite interesting. To be fair, Liz Truss's brain, the actual economic side of her brain, because she's very smart, she's sound, could be utilized, but probably not. It's a waste for this government. So maybe the next government could have been good. Her economic ideas, she's very good. But tomorrow we're going to do a live reaction to Prime Minister's questions. If the benches are not empty from both sides, but
I know, yeah. That'll be the thing is who turns up for PMQs.
Yeah, I know. So if you're going to be around, Peter, it will be good to get your reaction.
I will be.
Yeah. So they will be good to do a live one together. I think this is it now. And if anything happens, then you could just follow me on Twitter or Getter, because I don't think I have the energy anymore.
I'm going to say you've been going for hours now.
I know. Right? But, it's going to get close to 3 hours.
No, and also, like amazing that so many people have watched as well for so long.
I know, man.
Because me and you live and breathe this stuff. Like we work in it. This is our
having the
job.
patience to sit down.
But one thing I do actually, and I'm not being sycophantic or anything, I do actually love reading the chat and just reading that so many people are actually involved, and also like all around the world as well.
I know. I mean, we had Sweden, we had Japan earlier as well. So it's quite fascinating. I mean, it's all down to you guys. Thank you so much for creating this community. As I always say, when I say we are the media, it's not royal we, it's actual we, all of us. So, okay, the cheesiest stuff aside, this is it. Anna says, still here somehow, lol.
Oh, yeah. Hi, Anna.
All right, perfect. I'm going to let you guys go now, guys. I think I need to get some dinner. Before the next government. So thank you so much, Peter.
Well, what's that, a ready meal then?
I don't know what I'm going to have. I don't know, probably just more beer. But thank you again, Peter, for joining us. Any last few words?
No, like I said, tomorrow's going to be really interesting. Where PMQs will be fascinating. I maybe would expect a few more resignations of smaller ministers later tonight. Maybe another big one tomorrow, but keep your eye on Penny.
Yes,
keep your eye on Penny.
Definitely. And actually, Joanne, just to remind us, do a bit of a quick recap for those who didn't join us at the beginning. We had earlier tonight a bit of a chaotic start. Boris Johnson was going around the tea rooms in Parliament, to schmooze the MPs, the Tory MPs, the rebels. That didn't really work because at 8 p.m. not 8 p.m. It was 6 p.m. I think it was. We had the first resignation. That was not actual Wilkins. We were supposed to have Wilkins, but it was Sajid Javid who resigned. And then following that, we actually had also Rishi Sunak joining him in the resignation watch. And following that, we had Andrew Morrison's MP who also resigned from government, and Beam Afolami, as well as Bharti, Sakib Bharti, who also resigned, and finally Jonathan Gollis. It's so difficult to remember all these names, by the way, but it is what it is. But yeah, this is the night that we had a lot of resignations. Boris Johnson was supposed to allegedly call a snap election, but none of that happened. Clearly, that would have been a stupid idea at this point. But we had almost 3 hours live stream with you guys tonight. The last super chat as well. Kevin says, just missing a weather update.
So you live in London. It's a bit warm tonight. That's about as accurate as I can get.
A little bit warm, but it is. This is the final report of the night. Do me a favor, guys. If you haven't watched, we had a lot of other news updates on this channel today. A lot of important ones about the Labour Party and the Tory Party as well. So go on the videos list and watch all the others. There's only a few of them. And don't forget to click on the like button. We still have over 2,000 people, even though I'm saying bye. They're still there watching. Over 4,000 likes. Click on the like button before you finish watching this video. Before I say goodbye, click on the like button and subscribe and click on the notification bell next. So thank you so much again, Peter Barnes and everybody, my TC, and we are the media.